and 25. Time just about gone 28 minutes past 1. Na me man ti dwumadi ne ade bremo, me man ti dwumadi ade bremo, me amedi ho chia me frame. Ah, da kabrema mudu osioma. Ai na nedwo obubu obosome ne de toso aduonu enan. Afi empinu aduonu enum. Na me se abodonko apa ho meeti eye aduonu enwotwe. Enti yatena ase a me man ti dwumadi ai me a dwumadi ni simi na so me di ho chia me ye frame. Ah, da kabrema mudu osioma. And the new lady on the block, Nana Ama Tufuo. Ah, ono, and the Bocratano is in natural na ochusu emunsam, and the Ababeka home and some. So, and production near Panuco Jodamiadu is in naso. Aye, na Panuco Jodamiadu is in naso, Major Osage my bonichidom. And I am a Tufuya so a bonichidom. Na technical production de abna frema abankro. Master Bankro nana abna frema. Ono and also interaction with various social media handles. Ni nyina eko ede amayen. Na yampasi damfama engineering team no achu agbo. Worker. But yakona na jari. Nana buaje na da sankono ma. Yatane mrane se. Sempro. The facilities team no so Big Solo, and a Dada, and a Godfrey, Dudu na friend you Brana, and Mapuna, Sami, I na face so. Yes, I Eddie Emu and Semono, Eddie a jam mills near San Manisa Tatai, inti Nina Edaho, inti Yarishe, said the ABC Afa, Eddie Ebecro. Na Edney. And somewhere daba masono emu de and emu ye de ben was a possible by election looming in German South and what they aba say a dual citizenship allegation against certain MP as emben kurani and so and Tamale High Court on so ade pandai and so ade aba betu ni nyina yebedi ho nkomo Nama.
Akra.
Si apia hwen. Oba se de to bia no aboti kakra. Mami nkodi nkomo imra. Na petition bi ewo Tamale. Na petition na ekọ ye no. And the Tamale High Court. High Court judge. The friend plunge brew. Onsen krafo din ya ne bi de papa. I justice plunge brew. Na tum say edin na de. Ana wabu asem no. Say yenko for rerun. Na miami nua Martin Nyindam. Ono eno yemra so bedwani a otim na hwe bedwam sesei. Ana akọwie say yenko for rerun. Enti yenko nkobusa no ne ni nkomo. Sa asem na se ne sen ye hunu de ye ho. Ana bo Nyindam yemo ha.
Adakabre. Mechia o tsan.
Ya ho ye. Na won so ho tsan.
Me ho ye papa body bi anim.
Uyu. Be last week ya na me dwene ho. Me pekon ya mefa so a. Me de ka be ko kwanta. E de bia ko kpasa. E de bia ko kwandai. Enam so kwandai de Nyindam wo ho nti problem bi e ne ho.
E wade adom ti. Me da ho. Problem bi ani ho.
Problem bi ani ho. Na dia na asie ya asie nsan koto so aba bi ewi.
Well, mami menchia nita tiefo. Na mafa kwanya iso na machia pandafo ne obi bia wotie me. Na mama pandafo nyina ati ase so ona omo mama me no. Fine. Na omo dome, omo to abama me. Omo amfa ni agro kra. Me beat me opponents by 3,734 votes. Genuinely kono baku say amam. Enti sa odono da se plase. Na me go so sumo mo. Na nesi ye ne say Fabio. Yeto abawie no. In the process of coalition no. Ena enye ahintasem. Media houses the brave. Sa story na I'm sure say Oko UTV, Oko Multimedia, Oko Pisa. All those stories are there. after say adjusting on the 8th na a coalition no omo hu say omo lose election no omo like say ebe attack coalition center no destroy ballot boxes because they came with the NDC branded pickup with NDC candidates in the BBR. They came there and destroyed some of the ballot boxes. And see, the security at that time, I say, to relocate about the police center to Tamale for the continuation. And see, Ogoye in Aman here.
Yada who ye my honorable, yada who ye my.
And here do no more regional executives were at the end of the day, no, almost
oh. Sanfana ochire mi ehwe. Ye ne honorable member of parliament for Eye Pandai na a high court in Tamale order rerun of the Pandai seat are currently occupied by the MPP's Matthew Nyindam. Na MPP's Martin Nyindam ena yenini di nkoma wo kire mu de ekoso ewo ho na yatu yebu asen so na yaba behwe de court no so eka ne de ewo se yehwe na yetimi eye igusuneti neat 100.9 FM na yehu da bi ade efufu ebeko akobo abra eye nana man so o hwese eno ode Democrat and mun sam no so a dana koma so no ode eno so beba na yehunu nti yamo yehumodina na yensa enka honorable Matthew Nyindam na the court no aka no na yentimi enhwe na yehunu yeho ano igusu netie neat 100.9 FM na yehunu yeho ano am say see adam susu se la na yeye yo honorable Nyindam ne yegusu tieo chamakwa kodu Tamale abra disruptions kakra koso Pandai na fe wakoto NDC regional executives mientie o
exactly enti hono no na NDC regional executives they were at the police center ebe tie omukro for afro mo inspected some of the pictures no kra and a declaration no from there no like I said no move court and they came with 41 polling stations. There were some 41 polling stations so the court about that result. That young qualify for those one police stations. Into your pimpa, Drew say what the NSA or the but if we can go, signal almost around. Every catch the police station for say, you have a call run. You have a call run. Okay, on social media handles are. Normally, I have to Kwanda will go for a run. Kwanda will go for a run. Nti hono mo no emaye wu se no bibi akos yanyanti asie nti asie boa away ena ebeduru court nti eduru court hono mo no ya hu se regional minister ho just a computer mo all those other guys no nti na ma your suspicion no ase ya ba mu se sabe sam na mo no na ma o mo ka no ebetimi abasa nti atwan ya court ne ba judge ne ba no within some 2 minutes and I say they should be rerun in Pandai. Asam no can you know. So ya ban so ya boa ho ya appeal ni a stay of execution immediately and I file appeal this no and I file a stay of execution no and ya survey omo because they were still there the candidate was still there and I file omo motion ya file no to twene here that we have filed them nti so obusa ya this is what went on but in actual sense yen ye wogidie say as abana yeto from no baku bi amba obi of Pandai nim say from no bi amba inequalities now not all complaining no one ultimate fa your friends a pink sheet or say range of vote ballot papers no o man throw a pink sheet no so into irregularity two ultimate ko fa pink sheet ka say nipa na to presidential one to parliamentary irregularities. So these are some of the things that they were talking about. Things that I believe that the Supreme Court has already ruled on some of those things. These were the things that they brought. So we were very surprised to say at the end of the day, this is the judgment. Sabio Abba, Sabi Yendi, Yenny Cotton in Yadri, but as some of kind of Yenny one I can say, Yentum, Yatum, you bet me, I say, and I'm ran over or lower court, or appeal court, or Supreme Court. Nti Yadim Ranachi, Nea Yankupon, Obeyama.
We no do high court no via a petition. Just opponent NDC no a petition ye. Na the petition no or true mu said court no na this ready and say on some young court to abani be one na.
Or true say oh may run it at 41 police stations, That's what we saw. That's what we all know. Because of 41 police stations or they are in dispute. Because I have beaten him by 3,734 votes. And no, even the witness now or Gina Muman no. Your lawyer Busan say what is the vote in contention? Was it 500? And our lawyer Busan say even if we give you the 500 votes, you will still not win the election. So whatever decision that we were expecting the judge to look at maybe 41. What are the irregularities now? No more can one no. Because Mimi to Aba, Nami got to a presidential election, Naman to parliamentary election. How do you term that as irregularity? So let me give you for example, say there was a polling station, NIPA 252, and a machine verified. When they verified 252, on the parliamentary is 251 votes. And about parliamentary and so. But Oko presidential now is 252, which means that although the person has been verified, but the person voted presidential and did not vote parliamentary. How can that constitute an irregularity? And such polling stations are about 10 polling stations out of the 41. No? And some other places, so because in Ghana today, any polling station are recorded 1,422. In the original pink sheets, now the entire 152 original pink sheets, electoral commissioner has them. And a court now, the electoral commissioner produced all the original pink sheets of the elections.
It is yet was some year 152 polling stations and a work Pandai constituency.
Yes.
And petitioner Mumu responded to a court no a 42 polling stations and a 41 polling stations and NDC no a petition
Yes.
and yet a new free one we will be left with 111 polling stations and the complaint be
There was no complaint on it. They just complained about the 41 polling stations. That's what they complained.
And you lawyers no almost say Obia complaining of 41 polling stations say petition no yanhwe na yanka ho asem na a result say the 152 no yansan enkoto no foforo.
Yes, entina na yakachiro say sabio emrano sabi na court no aka they say the law is in the bosom of the judge. Near Okanya no. But we disagree with him vehemently. We knew very well say that particular judgment sabi Biasa cannot stand the test of time because Nipanity of 41 police stations and or no Okan one cent. How can you straight away say you have annulled all the elections that took place in Panda and you are going for a rerun? But it confirms what went on in Panda a week ago before we came to court. So another said you and as some make a sure on the side of Cabra, you were pinches original no. And when during cross examination, proceedings now almost be star or no and the chief this and say, do they have all the pink sheets? They admitted that they have every single pink sheet. All the 152 pink sheets are with them. And out of the 152 pink sheets, they brought only 41 to court. And those 41 police stations are police stations that I have won largely all those 41 police stations. And those irregularities now or complaining with no. A deal or what or say on the total votes were recorded on the pink sheet. But for original pink sheet now, the total votes are recorded. but because maybe it's a duplicate, you didn't see the total votes. And then everybody's votes were recognized and identified. Agents signed almost all the 152 because only 2 police stations and our agents unsigned, citing that there were some complaints. Only 2 police stations, and one of them has to do with MPP agents, the other one has to do with NDC agents. You see, the agents are testified to the credibility of the election. So whatever went on in court today, we see it as very strange. I have said something in contempt of court. But the story is that we know that we have won the elections genuinely. Everybody in Panda will tell you that Matthew won the election. And 2020, I was a deputy whip in Parliament by then. And we needed seats in Parliament. When I lost, I don't pray and wish said, human life will be lost in my hands. I will never sacrifice blood just because I want to become an MP.
Insala wakpaya na wochire say wagye mu amaneda.
Yes, 2020. Say one never beat me 2020. Once I was in government, I was a leader. He beat me in 2020 by 272 votes, 2,072 votes. I gave it to him.
And at this time, also beaten by how many votes?
And I'm beaten 3,734. But because they thought they are in government, they can use state institutions, use state powers, and send people's will.
But at least, when you GDA were Ghana, Miriam, and a notice of intention to appeal, no, what can was him, and now was I actually lawyer for no, I could for stay of the orders of because order and say, within the next 30 days, young rerun. Now, what's the judge in the buy, judgment, what the of our reasons I didn't see a court war.
Oh, buy, normally, what Omabo case in the yes, original, and nearby identify and some few minutes be what the true did. You know, say, Panda, the petition has been adhered. Elections, so there should be a rerun in Panda constituency, 30 days time. That is all. The judgment will be ready by Friday. And one on what we.
The judgment will be ready by Friday. Where we.
No,
and a year lawyer for no advice was saying.
Oh, my lawyer for the fair. Sabi on a week ago, no. Now, yes, said, did you say that me? Because now, a boy who anything a bit me, I say, yeah, by you know, probably. Ya boy home, ya truck, your petition, be ya boy, your bag move, and an we're just waiting for the judge to come. It's no kind of answer immediately. And a lawyer, no sorry, and I what done I say, and a appeal court one, and of filing yes or filing in now, and a survey, a friend saying, former MP, no, and not to 20 years, but we were said, we're in court there.
I just say, more decision in some annual to 20 years.
I barely even addition in some kind of 20 years.
I just a name the moon in our so no. Ya tun klata atwene as a legal is a atwene and won go here ya de tun nche ho kakra bi kura na ya de tun nche na ba but who so atwene
the lawyer was there, our lawyer was there, give it to
and it is when it is yam pan say or banu aba be chire mu say he has not been served. Yes,
exactly.
We has
he has not been served. But because they have state behind them, they can decide to do anything. Because in the cross examination, I was there. I was in court. And the lawyer Busa understand. At the collation center, what happened? He admitted, and this is I'll make it public. He in the proceedings of said they were at the collation center. What they realized was that the EC and the police officers are taking the materials, and the police has escorted them and is escorting them towards Tamale. And they also went home. This is what he said in court.
I just free say transcript no, a matter of record no. You bet cancer assembly no kai.
And you will make the vote for the proceedings public. this is what is a witness, chief witness. The one was he was at the collation center and he saw the police people and the EC because the EC made the announcement public that we all of us to go, but because he doesn't admit say he had this or say he saw the police people escorting the electoral commissioner with the materials and they were going towards Bimbla side.
Okay. Yeah, to us one. Yeah, honorable member of parliament for Pandai, Ura Matthew Nyindam, and Twitwin and Komo. Na no 2024 elections are Kokoto Yano. NDC candidate now or non so in 2020 election, Obiti Matthew Nyindam by 2072 votes no study pan this time round Matthew Nyindam so also beating over 3,000 votes and a whole show no and occur by the route of election petition in the petition now occur no and what complaining as Nyindam tells us of irregularities in 41 polling stations. Now what they call court no and I paid the Tamale High Court na can say young Concord ran 152 polling stations nina na said them Nyindam air canon na oma ho dada and intino no omo matete days no yankoye bibia lawyer for no atworo and once your signature share so and na woma ko enoma mienu notice of intention to appeal the decision of the High Court and also asking leave of the court said yen stay the orders of the court now and no and Nyindam any yedi ehon enkomo na yetimi ehunu ba bia yedi efufu ebeko akwa akobo can we see more of the legal wranglings and don't go on the case of the public opinion say obiya ni musema nwini obiya ni musema nwini lawyer for na no mo nkwa adwenko na mo madwene nko legalities no so more the legalities na winie yamfa public opinion enwini ti say no o support adien na MPP region aka adien na MPP constituency aka adien na MPP national aka in the light of challenges here we face say
well now regional na regional executive regional chairman for nyina no mo nyina ewo of for instance court honor. One interesting thing, just like you have said, I want to call today to just listen to what the ruling will be. Because let me person take the legality. I wanted to hear, although I'm not a lawyer, let me person who the legal breach I see. That's why I actually went to court. But they never see the enemy that. But now I wanted to hear the legalities. This law was breached. This law was breached. This law was. The
number anticipated that. Uga se na menyim dada dia e de na chese okura no.
This is what is going to happen.
But then say be fro be gina da kam na ye catch us say na wunim de be sie de na no judge na ko nakra na na.
Because social media handles are. And this is what I'm was access to on the phone. So that's what they were saying. Because they told people that this is what is going to happen. And they put it on the social media and said, this is what is going to happen.
Yo.
I'm the same in Prabiasa. Minyam for, but some I am member of parliament. There are certain things that I should understand. The legal argument now, be free. My lord, now Miss Media.
A year can so next also no. When you copy of petition no a year in Sala Edekoy and yes sir. It is one cause I can petition no. Na sawuna wubua ka di bi manadi fo.
Some na you dey call court no. Ada ka bre me ka express say me fan wawa me ho. Me fan wawa me ho. Me ka kire say my election baku 3. Because boni wo mu a me hu. Boni ni mu a me hu. Boni wo mu a me hu. Boni ni mu a me hu. Petition na o dey buy no. Opa ma me mre. Na me fa sa petition mra. Na wan ka sa wo ye lawyer ni. Sabi unko bu asem no. Oka asem ni wi a na church mu ma amanfo nti ase. Say me Matthew makwa election. Na nne obi akwakoto presidential election. No one to parliamentary election. Then my cousin Nifana Yeboni. Then where lies the skirt and black boots? And then obviously me go through the verification machine or verify you never was in the time. Obviously I feel Friday I could feel on Tanaba. That won't mean personal. In any case, who far the voters register? If I don't know what's in and everybody who votes.
So beyond notice of intention to appeal, any stay of execution, no, edi ebiem na be.
Me I know. For now, there, Emrano na me pet media chiri. You give Mrana chiri, Echo Drew, Babia, Emrano Bedia. Ah, Mimi, what did you say? Me, Martin, what did you say? Emra and Eddie Beya Juma. Ta, as on you see, you know. By the end of the day, who was a party for many regions and a form and then you put in airport. Many constituency for the assembly, almost almost with the airport. But national for the Sabin Previous, I mean, almost had engagement. Even parliamentary leadership, many almost engagement because who free tamale. Now we could do a crown of one will be brave. Inti Yamia Duma, China, Medru Honor, Medru Honor, and come over in but I'm sure the party is following up on some of these.
But a date, yeah, you did share ya you know. No date, no, who are for knowledge. Now then, a party at the national level, at the regional level, Uncle Joe. And notwithstanding, a lawyer for ye, who party in Benifonie, ever my confidence.
Me region for the nominal.
Ah, okay.
Oh, me regional executive, every single person was there.
And national, no, Biama.
Prof, not prof for the deputy general secretary. No, that's all.
Okay.
He was also with us in court. He was there. The deputy general secretary Aruna was there. Aha.
Okay.
Now, Oka and Kitahuna, the Kasa and Kitahudia, Sabio, so between the region for all those on few individuals are afraid, but it is not official. So I'm here to get down and let them know what is going on because I have all my 152 pages. They have all their 152 pages. Every detail is there. Every single detail.
Should you, bus Akonyaba, you stay this order. Wako file for appeal. So appeal no say, court of appeal na abeko. Ne se enipa se 5 ukura netena so. Ne bia akoba ne se dodo ano 3-2 say yanko for rerun no mo affirm the high court decision no an rerun usura na oh, quite unfortunate and can also ne final question na ebusa no Honorable Jindam yamamodin science abesa kan no nama wuni abe maso atenenka abatu mu atiti o
nasam ketwa
eba ni se ya na chese ayese hanyan
be se akranka me hu ye obi file petition bi ati say e wo court a de on hwehwe no na court ni gina so tu anam gise bi a
also in the wisdom of the court no e bi a consequential orders bi itimi ebam se bi a ma ono amra Honorable Jindam.
Sorry.
No, me busa say.
Yes.
Ekoba say legally no. Ya exhausto na de beba ne say bia susu an bepa hwa na emfa. En nti yanko renran na. Renran no usro.
And na be ka kire we say. So we are politician. Now usro election and you don't have business being there. Me Martin na meti ai. Pandai phone me. Out of people, you call election 2020, you lose ye, former MPs. Yes, I call elections, no. Meanwhile, me will be a member back on the ticket of MPP. In the midst of this troubling elections, now you call, I came back with a vote of 3,734. And for the first time in the history of Pandai, MPP won that election by over 535 votes. John Mahama lost to Baumia by 534 votes. I am a very popular candidate when it comes to Pandai. Sabi, previous, I mean, Nibi. Minibi, but Nipa.
The presidential no, Dr. Bawumia winning against John Dramani Mahama.
Yes, by 535 votes. For the first time in the history of this country, in the Fourth Republic. In this election way, now what cancel the BR.
But there no be say now when him say the besie na asie dia. Time when say the besie na asie no. E dia na mo na 2 years na wo case a.
Ntina me ka che dia na make me aye. Sabi obi na ede me akokot. Sabi oda kabra ma me ma unka transcend ase me me sorry my brother mu no. After my 50 years me for court da. I've never been to court because me pay me wansem. Me pay mas me nyama sutwini. Nti odi me akokot ase me di nachi. Ni ese me ya office na aye. Kasa ese mo ka bi o mo ka wie. Nti sabi my senses are nema we are. The only thing is that what is the legal step that we should take? So the legal steps are FA taking in the Amaka Wansemi. That's the legal step. So we took it. And we are waiting, say, at the end of the day, I believe that appeal court number Nasia, no more assembly year, sub in Prabia. We are protecting the integrity of elections. It is not about Matthew. It is about
men can't so because Mubasa ko high court judge no ko judge no ma be free no honum. Into the idea.
It is not about me as an individual. Are you getting what I'm saying? It's not about me.
Yeah.
It is about you prepare any elections.
The sanctity of your elections is say you be integrity wise no. Emu beda fine.
Yes. The court has made room say if a lower court rules and you don't agree, you move to the next ruling, the next court. When they also rule and you don't agree, you move to the next level. This is a legal means in we say you to a bar. Adakabre, you match you to a bar. Sabe, minibi. They will mobilize all state institutions. They will mobilize whatever they want to mobilize. But the will of the people is the will of God. I believe that.
Abua we need ya.
The people of Pandai, sabi ne okan abua oni biano. I believe that a drew on moi. Master.
Election now got 3 times and the move to do us and I win here.
Election about 3 times, 2012, I was the first candidate in the history of MPP to win the Pandai seat in 2012. It has never happened. That seat, I won that seat with a difference of almost 3,000. His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo lost His Excellency John Dramani Mahama by 8,000 votes. The second election, for 2016, I won that election by 700 votes. Nana Addo Akufo-Addo lost to John Mahama by almost 5,000 votes. 2020, I lost to him. The one I'm talking about, Insala, I lost to him. And then 2024, I rebounded and won the seat by over 3,734. And for the first time for the presidential, Bawumia won that seat by 535. That's the candidate we are talking about.
I just say, we are fighter because in 2012, Nana Addo win presidential against John Dramani Mahama. In 2016, John Mahama win over Nana Addo. In 2020 presidential, no one win here.
Nana Akufo-Addo also lost again 5,000 plus to John Mahama.
It's not just a say Nana Addo won 2012, John Mahama 2016.
Nana Addo didn't win 2012. Nana Addo lost all elections in Pandai.
It is just the only time MPP presidential winning Dr. Muhammad Bawumia winning over John Dramani Mahama.
Yes, 535. No. In 2016, Nana Addo lost by 8,000 to John Mahama. And that is in 2012. In 2016, Nana Addo lost by almost about 5,000 to John Mahama. And then in 2020, Nana Addo lost by 6,000 to John Mahama. And in 2024, John Mahama lost at 500.
It let us see a team year, dear. Not just since 2012, John Dramani Mahama has been routing Nana Addo Akufo-Addo. It's safe to say, sir, and Dr. Muhammad Bawumia and watimi de abenia abiti Mahama by Obakane say a moderate vote be.
Yes. But I have always been the only sole candidate who has won the seat in Pandai.
Right. The how interesting to finally a constituency to say what the reports be every hall.
Oh, my sending word to everybody to be quiet and Mr. Obiasimo because I know what it can generate. But I'll be the last person to share blood because I want to become an MP. Sabe, me who free yes more, but before from
Adiana unim se betimi esi Pandai.
Oh, Adakabre, all know what elections violence is. There are people today, because of elections.
Okay, me am fancy say for now. Na yentie de be free mo beba. Yane honorable member of parliament for Pandai na Martin Yindam and MPP ni and as a result of petition NDC candidate in Sala a petition yano High Court in Tamale as a yanko within the next 30 days no yanko rerun of all the 152 polling stations no. In 2012, Nyindam a winning seat no, for the first time, Emma MPP, and Ananadu Elusu at the Emma John Dramani Mahama. In 2016, Nyindam a winning at the parliamentary Emma MPP. Then in 2020, Nana Adedanko in 2016, Nana Adedanko Ekufuado Elusu seat no at the Emma John Dramani Mahama. Then in 2020, Nyindam Elusu seat no edema NDC candidate no and John Dramani Mahama assign ABT na Nana Danko Ekufuado bio. Then in 2012, in 2024, Nyindam assign ABT NDC candidate no ama akoye 3-1 and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia unexpectedly what BT Dr. Mahmoud what BT John Dramani Mahama by a moderate vote. Quite an interesting results. It remains to be seen. Say on appeal, no, Obetimi overturning the decision of the High Court and but he appeals for calm in the constituency. No, so nimdi Obetimi esi. So he will be the last person of election violence. Ebereza Atubedin was uncle. I miss you so much. Altris Nanakwasi appear searching. Was a good morning, Professor Dakabri and team. Watching you live from New York City, USA. Ebenezer Atubedin is also watching us live from Florida in the USA. Sandra Asumesi Banafo was say from the look of things and how Mahama is running the country, if care is not taken, this country won't have peace. And then because now the government has 2/3 majority in parliament, this government has removed the CJ and the IGP Dampare. So if the judicial now do not give proper rulings, which will make people have confidence that there is fairness in these security services and the judiciary, trust me, this country will be heading to a wrong direction. And that's my fear. I'm really scared as a citizen. Things of nature brings about. So Mahama should be careful. And Daniel Kwajobe, he's watching us. And then Malupe Stephen Adakabri, see this man is a confused man going to radio station. The radio station will not change anything. Nothing will change. He should go for the rerun and prove his point. The law has caught up with him. The law is the law. Joshua Kota, Osiwa Padakabri, if he says he knows what was going to happen, then he has no case. Then Malupe Stephen proposes to give a response to Sandra Banafo. Sandra Banafo, you are scared for what? Akufo-Addo administration, with all the atrocities in human treatment against us, hacked the court with his party people. We are able to stay in this country, so that nonsense must stop. And Buzungu Thomas, also from Medina, afternoon, Master Adakabri. Hey, what's Ghana turning into? When you need justice and you go to court, you won't get the justice you deserve. How will someone complain about 41 polling station irregularities and the judge will order for rerun for the whole 152 polling station. God, come down to save the people you left here. Kwadwo Odame Addo. Good afternoon, Neat FM, me my family. Thanks, and what they buy. Nama,
Akra.
Padaruma, I've been somewhere down on the Dawakuma so. I Wakuma so toffee. My young say, Madi Jibril is the Deputy Director of Elections of the National Democratic Congress. Yanon Chunkomakakra. Urabadi, Yamaha, Edobani FM so. Now, what is saying? Right. A year NDC candidate in the Kwanda elections has gone to court on a petition. Now, the petition, no, I said, the warrior.
Offer Bamincha with you for a year. Yeah, candidate after the election, December 7th, for petition and also challenge 41 polling station results. On the ground, say, a choir yedi enter results, and I will be a son of conduct election in those areas ago. And name requirement. Now, and no amma on to me winning elections, no. Amma the opponent advantage for the opponent to win the election. The way and now what they call courts. And now on the parliamentary elections, so the issues they are more of a high court. Until the court see the high court, they say omunisha na asemo mano. Now I said there are parliamentary elections, you know. Any period that ADU are case, you know, until say Mutime exhaust all the evidence, all the issues, as on a court a rule on. And the court, you know, at last for the past 11 months of the after the election. It was saying seminar NDC buy, you know, Omushi mono, Mirakwamo electoral process, you know. The seminar buy, Omuji Tubu, and the own rules say you go to Abanya for phobia.
It's the NDC candidate, you know, are complaining of irregularities in 41 polling stations, but consequently, you know, other say young Conco Trouble 152 polling stations.
Offer na Nintia, Uzama, and I didn't know Yaka 41, na court Gatti Yanko to Abanena. They were in Biana, Ablumanov, Yako to only 19 polling stations rerun. I didn't know we in the course of the case, you know, offer the SPP candidate, any lawyer, as well as to see pink sheet from other areas announced enter case no more. I can say court. The NDC for the buy 41 now. Because of the me winning to the buy. Baby also NDC winning be. Time someone on the buy no ebia happy into court munche. And I didn't say after Sadia, then if you proper get to say side of other areas there. It makes even no elections no automatic. Next I did come on to see in San Yamani like 41 polling stations someone like
Yet ye dear. Na uko twa asem no ho fa bi de aba kan wasem and na akọ say e de ade no kwa ni nyina na yenyi say.
That is how it. Yabindi amount for kata abontin say oh and 41 and ya chinchi mobinsa and e kase kwa run no and this because the court in the MPP was involved in the court case, you know. Lawyer in the court 3-star issue where people can say, me issues because the IDC by a bad faith. So that he was not able to argue the bad faith issue well. And that pulled all these issues to come to this point, you know.
It is say no. Was it who finally stay? Now it's notice of intention to appeal. Yes, several processes on NDC candidate now. And what talking baby Kwana what Johnny free ho. I don't know, yes, sir.
Offer. You say Nanka or to the book on my record normal Lucy election Pepuano. But the more my time or no, the more now vote to look to me. We suspect obey appeal because our baby who are pray. This is offer. Oh, and the appeals to the system, electoral process, no one answer your court process no more. have no worry. Nanka decide nanka maybe 24th of this month and 23rd of this December. Nanka beto aba ama yaye oho green view because paint the quarter paint nada. Green paint the quarter to we paint panda green. But they say much you come with the more green paint the can be view.
Now obia wono nyindam 2012 we winning seat no for MPP 2012 John Dramani Mahama candidate of the NDC we winning over Nanado 2016 nyindam we winning seat no the ama MPP 2016 no aso no John Dramani Mahama winning seat no presidential no over Nanado. Then in 2020 a year NDC candidate in Salano were winning over Nyindam 2072 votes. And a year John Dramani Mahama presidential a winning over Nanado. Then in 2024 I bet the Nyindam so as a reclaim seat no with over 3,000 majority. Na John a year Baumian so a beat John Dramani Mahama a dear ma NDC and then the candidate in Sala. Ebeginisa mo more popular ewo Pandai than a MPP no. And now some of the development. Ebeko akwaji seat na.
Okay, on record in 2024, John Mahama president ADT Bawumia in Pandai. I know it's already that. However, on the local data, no, we are. That's why we keep saying that the MPP, they say, we are going to know, we are trying no. This is the only elections ever. Say, ya to aba parliamentary, the presidential, not total turnout of parliamentary, every total turnout of presidential with almost 900 votes.
Team Kakramame. Team the person who said 2024. Dr. Muhammad Bawumia OBT John Dramani Mahama and I said John Dramani
Mahama we need because the vote in MPP now 25,427. NDC John Mahama now 25,795. And John Mahama we need Pandai seat every constituency.
But me checking with Chat GTP, you know, say John Dramani Mahama, 25,488, representing 50.07. And then Muhammad Bawumia garnered 25,414, which is 49.93%. So,
and I can say we need that seat, your concerns, over that percentage, 25,000. And then now we need that seat,
So, Nyindam can say, Bawumia won over Mahama and you're accurate.
David, I didn't expect so. Oh, my dear worker.
Now, I dear phobia and Sunti, and I just say, well, who dear worker?
Oh, good worker.
There be where who are different from a fan and so. But the question I still person you so Obia in 4 elections we're winning 3 and Namusuma winning 1. Why do you think say mo your current run I'm winning money aje?
Oh, there can be at work currently say MPP any election minus rigging. MPP is out of any election. And I'm actually say
we would wait for him now they can be about to prenan. We winning premiums and we winning back one. Was it win a reggae?
Of I wouldn't say normally lead by 3,000 over 3,000 votes. Okay.
But where there's a trend be from 2012 to 2024, no? You are about 4 times.
And over trend, and I remember Manov, not trend or want to say go BT or
they say an allegation say who you should state Mamini Sapat no FM3 until Friday no. You who judge any reasons now. And
offer my man can be chill. I said my quiet politicians young boy and Catayon. And a ma of the piano question this MPP tension pressure. In the first case, elections in Lancashire Echo Court in December 2024. Now in this never so. offer. 90s now also. In fact, judges now what to so on one hour hostel. Some 9 people also do. Judge now what the case on 1 hour also. So how come saying they all can see David? In fact, but I talk on no any STL can one almost at the same judges way. And at what time? And not a judge and I doing the science of NDC.
Obi akasa judge bi NDC ni.
That's what they are saying. They say judge not I think they say a binance team judge and then
enu ntam ka say twen enfo anu twen na efiada yentie judge no ni nyina so no.
Onim offer yen nuanom yeli mo agro omudi o yeli so no omudi o ba agro. But say the agro no de omudi ai no be di sa yen che mama de enchon so. Ye ka say bet che na de bet so a na ehu be dinya.
Na Argentina confidently NDC candidate no wanye processes na nyindam lawyers na file ye no.
Oh, and no already over say we say we na say we no court na be area the best more easy. So you go to EC and come and see the EC some am no come on this. Now no problem ni dey. Onu awe fence onu dey o say EC say court say EC court aba. O say candidate na o dey petition the man. On come EC. Say EC na be implement rule no am boa offer. Yes, the way I didn't tell you, I didn't tell you, on the candidate for no.
Nanya candidate and a file petition no.
Well, file petition, I'm a rule say court or say if I was a ruling a rule you say yes, for conduct election and yeah about ND and MPP.
Me just what file petition. What say about Yonko? One of the Wabako Tabishia. Now, be there. Wedding kunim na so file appear there was said minsum
oba
amiti
oba the issue ni say petition appeal na petition no appeal say court no there what kind no na menti ase ma entwegu yi eno na petition ni e wa issue me ma ye mi case wo the obey active fact electoral commission was 30 days to act on it. And it's the amount to me and file another one to man said electoral commission. Electoral commission will go on with the 30 days. And to me and I got the premium one call electoral commission. Electoral commission. Yes, you won't go conduct the election. I made the petition, minister in judgment, but also Montu Mamiko appeal and some my Jumano. That's what he's supposed to do.
And they said that's hard warrior you can't tell so say on yes, why yet? They more mama ya aware so said the amaye nie no one make us be nimsa who you say.
Oh, that is what the common electoral commission. Electoral commission best pay.
But still, I know that I know what the copy, Mamma, who said, would you have me, ma'am?
I don't say I grow away, no, I grow ahead, layout status, no, yeah. Could the mammy, I mean, that I may own. Because you see, catch a better of a conduct election sorts now. Nobody can stop electoral commission. Okay? And I end this to conduct election because court is second, yeah. Yeah, the say, they said, no, okay, say, I start a campaign. Because I catch us, I got to pay that they say, Bandai Green, Bandai Green.
I just say, you. And they say green in the papa. Nadiana in return, at the green am open, and the Adiana would be my mom, but you say green.
Oh, as for Bandai, it's Ghana, it is a Paquitia, it is a Bibia. They say one, Bandai for a minority or more parliament. I didn't want no more, I'm on 5 years system no more. Two. One can say, CIA and before I beat, I can say, and one kitchen na ebe ya na ngapanda ko beje bia ye no omu di ndro bebe man kokko na ekukun omo enti omo emwa opposition person men kudon kitchen no so they will want a party that will give them that opportunity, that MP that will push that opportunity for them. Don't get baba one for because they be being blocked no if say project member constituency no and no any be ko
yo
no, and that message in the giddy. When you giddy, is it between 3 years of development that when him? And at the over said, me bar bro say me the party, and me bar bro TV PBR. But offer this election is now here for Pandai. Presiding officer, returning officer noir, whether we are family, unya family, who be a baby to on the police station and the constituency. Nobody will do something to favor anybody at the police station. And that is what will happen now with Bandai. because of another country out there. What the turnout of the presidential votes, no boom bakwa, of all the 12 candidates, able to about in turnout in the general ballot, the total turnout of the presidential is less than the parliamentary total turnout of the same election on the same day. How?
Young fancy, I say for now. Yeah, there was a paramedic Jibril. Right, Intino, and some akoso ewa kwandai, and Sabri we say no. Yasri Ati say a high court in Tamale. I order for rerun of the Pandai seat. Yo, Nama. Adama, na dear. Yentie, dear, the Wakumaso.
Makwadama, we had and some view of Hontino. Yensisu to na yenkoye nim awia nsem no pii ewa ha sei na wada madam de be chance yensuo ho asem se wo hwe de si na no awo tamala mampani his excellency John Dramani Mahama Singh adehye wo tamale nyame adam nti na obi ekwan ma Ghana school almost 65th anniversary no obaaye na wode to wo manim set tamale water project no nyame ya adoma afimpi mienu ni aduonu nsia 2026 na ban ibe chance nti won kan akoma to wo yem papa wo se ade ba akwa dan DC amanyokuo ya akoma so wode ti adwa so kire se de di kan opese Ghana ade hye free ahonyehia o metena kunya so ne yewo mu no na wo hunu se ahonyehia ne ba akwa yensuo ho asem akwa wada ma so se so beje atum se galamse nti no ensuo ho sensem akoye something which is there nti se obi ka so obema nsuo saa no a na yete se be 20 years ago wo for bi afra wo se no we school there why a passport and yeah mention ma be found na do ni be kan na bia wo for London I know we US and no say ni fi ho ye mo chem su firi oko ase wo mu ade kakra bi sei uno na fofo di agora wonche na kofi why discipline wo be so for be found and they say so obi ka so mo nsu sa na nyi obi akeke Ghana mo mpanin ese project mani di akire next year ebeba so ana chese tamalefo se wo mo sere saa ofa wo mo sese otififre do mo se buru wo mo fusi enie enti wodi munsem ne so aba wa hasen na eno na ade hye bibisa se we de wada ma otachiman so tachiman sa to na water project bi so saa eti mampani na hon so de no na omu bisa na ombo mo nsa no na omu tu omu nsem na omu bisa se your father for na se tamale dia tachiman sa to so water project ni so auntie eja mampani wate
Elizabeth eje o
ejare fosu ejare
eje mensa ba no
eni edema
nani ade on
asem ketwa
eso wankasa bebrebe sa me nimu no
ha wo fa eto de bia wo hu asante amamre mu nya ne ade se gugwa asante amamre mu no eye kwan a wutu wanamon wonam nyansa kwan so utu anamon we
because by nature no na ne papa nye kikiri
na so o sa otwa to ho ne nsen na ho na bakosem de oso fa
se ajemen san de woni mo no fie de je se wi yi o mu firi mu tachi manye yi afi ne je se aye o su champon so abam in fact no fo so ye bia ma NDC pa o
enya sam kutu wo fa wo se wo mo time ni si ye yenya owura se du nketia ofa aboati jan mo ene wo mo so be so
Collins Dawuda mo nyina
ena wo mu kuram
ebunu fo ye bi eteri kopoku de ono ne ahikwaku mo ye nkwada so ene ya graduate ho mo
nti
ase yenkwala but so wo hwe a Jemensa contribution for a year NDC oh no what is spent one committee 20 and we araga bring out to say kanoboko intine ba no so no Elizabeth also so adwo they will be an nyansem no na oye formidable
papa
because here the trade be shedding sade answer on the trade be man no na just say we obi a nenim de ekwa akiri
adwini mabo bill of enough
Elizabeth no Mr. Masas did the gumma me 2028 meninu wanzankaye bi e wosunyan
ofa no anu no bi osunya ni wa na ade
miguzu tie o mi lofo
eti ofa no so munsem no na sese sei na no Ghana school asemi be na nkofo se mamfa ni so wo na ni so aboafe o wa ya de senti no ka so be back yampa wa bai
akoso alodina
o si ne koko so pa de ofasa agbo o
akoso alodina
ye ne mfrehe ye ne mfrehe John of ye ne mfrehe
te ono na oye guy
no that's why
one wo kasa odimi hwewanim obi a one wo kasa onhwewanim no asini tirase no da nipa no uhuni sen na wo ye bema wo ye oba John Dramani Mahama ne wo kasa onhwewani kosu ne sei na wo sini tirase kakra
ofana no de na techi
se wo feri ade o se oye dwamanfo so wo ye de be you can't tell ja oferi ade
so no na me fa na ba ko ne de
just onhwewani mu da
feri ne na me fa
as oferi ade so oferi ade na obu ade soso
no eno de offer
obu ade soso na utum se sa word minim say more appropriate yes
well guy
Igwe
ade
boss we na
no for the personality you can't hate him you can only love him
na no share me dwaben e no say edike ayuko na mo say ayuko wade be ho
e oso wonti ho
just die na
of waje no ko se
to share me wo dwaben no edike ayuko azia say
money adwuma
sound
no for us wonti of our mutie
because the same thing me eno so na me kogo so na me koko dru ni ma dru bechem kwanta ene e de akọ eye tepa ene no so sadie ne bayo dem ti an sen so aduma fe and then we bet na adaka bria aduma fe na say igwe
e di show baby first anetie
go tell me kan yiko no. Now I was wondering, say, Diana, Mati, Diana, what
Diana, oh, what's so much you?
As much as wrong.
Eh, when you never.
Made me to fear, please.
I'm sorry, I could just say a Martin and chain. Near you, sure, no, the you were back was some cacao. Now you're mocking kind of said daily graphic. I was walking. No, what they are, who are happy by when you're here. Near Marco. Now, who bet you? Who bet you? Who found oh, over found offer. Obo say eti ma dwuma penny ofase wa woni mu abakwase mu se na nse na ne ma adane first na nkedu December ni abobobo wunwuma ni bia etuti fia no say we dem de wo ho we dem ye ni
edi e ka se owumafo enna ewu ama hwan mi se woni kwadwo da me abetena hai na se woni ho a se ni besi aka no
no
dida bia wo ye bibia na wahwe ne yie
papa of I say nipa hu share and nay I say be I will call life no nipa ho Nelson he of ade I say ade na wo ye no hu nipa po boni o wo mo du o mani hwe a wo mo ka bi ni no so sene wo mo wa akira o mateku o mo nka hwe ya wo mo do so na sa afofo no so nsem ne duru ba bi ewom onye kukukuku o taachie no wo hwe wo of ya mampanimfo tie yen amampani abedi achifo tie yen
Ghana a gentleman back on Ghana, perfectionist back on Ghana, ideal person back on Ghana, Dr. Kwame Adokofo. Na me where we are, na Dr. Kwame Adokofo afre me. Hello, Kwame. I say, Alakabre, now I want to say, I'm so family who ye. You, where the name is me from Machia. Me, Kwame. Na Kwame Adokofo ye oye krachi ni tete me mante me ho aseda so wo frɛ me achia me
ofesa na
me kokota na chi em wo ye eye minua ayie ye ko ofie we se me ne da sei no ya kwa du die so Kwame so bas nana sekere eye tete enso bedi na finshi ada ambe ye wo the fie ho no Adokofo road one. The Nyame honom.
Number 172 Adokofo Avenue.
Adokofo Avenue. Then the mfuturo no so atwa.
Oh, esu atwa. Omo de kakra gugu so afan. They said on this ni ECG.
And I say. Anu so sa ye kwa ye ba ye. O fa phone.
Dan ide bia ye.
So wo damase.
E ho akono.
E bi no say ah. It's over Kwame so then na me ma ba ye so wo frame damase say.
O nyansafo no.
I would not nipa jina form say. Now what do okunin ntoma pa o? Okunin ntoma pa black and white.
They be dancing.
They be dancing. At the bomu adie. Over Kwame.
Now what John Kwa would teach her when you're for we are better where you say, won't you cry announcement now? One was it. It's never be too
then there's a gentleman, sana. Nipa domo kwe yeno. Your cocoa tina, your friend is St. Prince. I just want him to get or in the moose or something anymore. And where you nasi, Papa of a coffee, John Ajokum Kofo, at Wobi, a year, Nanadu Kufuado, at Wobi. Just about me, just a nipper by Alan John Codet about it will be. Nay, I couldn't ba. Now of a Kwame Adokofo, of a Kwame free Yadokofo, et me a fresh war damase, et me a summa, o couldn't to my baby, I'm a dear show wardrobe no more. Just a momento.
Yeah.
So now of a Kwame Yamin Shroud. That's why you're gentle, papa.
Was it an ungrateful heart is equal to the devil? Obi anani we be more than an inso.
Obi ani so ade.
Or no brun sam ye pe. Obi ade ma wa mani hu se wani so.
Do I deserve that? Some akona ye kumantinti.
Offer you do.
A domine koye no, hwe domine koye no.
Offer.
No afa phone.
Offer.
Adawase.
Hey.
Edu okunin ntoma.
Na ni so ade.
Bomu ade no, se kutu.
Se bam. Ya tete no. Wait here, woman.
Me see a man in the
toilet. So run you.
Edi ewiase no. Odine saa. Unu se do si ye nipa.
Ha?
Unu se do si ye nipa.
Ofa nipa ya ahomti o. Ade ba kwa so te ase no nipa ye ho ahomte. Ye su ni ye ban ye ne ye ahomte. Na so na de ahye wutim se nipa de ye nwe na. Nipa na ye ho ahomte no a. Sa nipa no a so na edru se wo hia mo ye be ya omoa. Sa nipa na so and a drusi and your bonny, I best say your bonny. No fan a cabane sign na and nay, Bramwa ed, but you market to agree or some fam who say fam. When you be at a trotto? Of a win you be at a trotto. Now one qua beba. What fast a one qua or beba. Hey, a pet. And who come with him on? No when you go near maybe so. It's answer a dear Biamu ye dinipane. Yami crab so ye bibia or dinipane, no fancy.
You nipaye.
Unipaye. Of a door when you be this fish and now with you, okay, uncle. Now we're chance of a frost. I'll agree. There be a quackosum. A sanity. A quackosum. I sent here of a do baby. One who yana Santa this year a do baby or canon. Yet the sum net at some. Yet the sum. Oh, na you doctor say Kwame despite to way. Akra de na hia no. Na so odu santememu a wo fa wo sumo. Odu wa ni ji wa go yisi baabi. Ni su yigu. Wo ko hanin tuma no odu manhia wo som.
Osom.
Wo ba fie.
Enu nti no hine kese nya ohwo a. Sesi say Prince Edward so Duke of Edinburgh so oba.
Ahinafu amienu.
Nafu amienu.
Obedi wo Ghana.
Na se de bia se me ka kire o se ye penkomo bi adi aso na omo ba ni edi kan kaso oni kan komansi ankochi aba.
Oh na dey.
Wo komansi ankochi ana nkomodidie no no.
Ai.
Kade we so ka mo hwe ni se ma yanke.
Kebe boa yen.
E say mampanyin na biti se na. Odi ni di nkomo na de
say. E ko say.
Na me so me dia fa. Na je so oduru aduma no.
Enu ano no. Ofa sanete e.
Edi nsuo ni dia ne tamale po benya nsuo no.
No benya nsuo fa. 2026. O benya nsuo fa enya
Layaduna.
Enya asem ketua. Emunsa no so ha. Ofa wadama de hia me bio ye se. Se won se dollar yi ani sidi wo de toto ho a sidi ni ye pa. Ofa eye enkranhye wom. A obi owo mamu bi e ka ho asem. Na no hwa afimpi mienu ni aduhinu nsia akọ ho masika yi a. Fotosanfo gina mampania na mu e de tu dwa se hyehye ya mpanifo ayeni. Na so amonye na so. Osi afoforo bi wa kire wogu so ye. Se na be ye be koyie. Na so fa still spare parts boarding. Spare parts motor fuosu. Car fuosu. Now enkranki to ensu kuresu pragiafo e boot.
Na hwan na hihye spare parts na bo.
Enti eno na trade and in the agri business minister. Nso on de na trade, agri business and na industry. Mama Elizabeth Ofosu ajare. Atu nsade afre wo mu se. Transport momra. Ne ani nkomo na de ekoso menti ase. Eye di enti na sesi aye ka. Most more crash spare parts ne ba ne bo di esan na se na dollar na ho de bro sidi ni so na se se nso sidi ehye nkuran ne why akono papa sidi ni why akono of anyasam keto ne boko agegina ho.
But the point still remains to say economist for no se bibi a demand driven ya na the price is the same.
Empempi ye wo soro.
They demand driven
te nkofo ani je ho pa no a.
And it just say supply driven so it just a price no because you see there are certain category of vehicles e Ghana ha say ya.
Ne bo no.
Just say o hwe the prices just we mu de ho no ma boarding we de ho no ma boarding enam say e twam nti no no because we be say offer Ford Transit no the Ford Transit no dom fren kuma ntwe no ni no
offer there bia me hu mfoni ni bia
just hu mfoni
ah me hu mfoni na mo
Ford Transit dada no say adansifo we da mo fanche me na kwa me antwi na kwa me antwi na chese motor union kwa me antwi
ye yadum
dum na kwa me antwi motor union na chese what the Ford Transit dada ni bi na odi ko sire mu a wo ba DCC wo kwan mu a o free mu no te free ho no sa Ford Transit no ye fe no kumantwi kumantwi na ye dada no na sa kumantwi no se sia no ukọ sunwan doma brekum na abehunu kumantwi no pa dọọso ho no na fesuso wo ba ye denu aplawo agozomi enso behu kumantwi no pa e wo ho na new one no aba ubenya down gear ubenya top gear nanso so kumantwi na ye dada no ono no pass ne boardene esene new one na aba no every say kumantwi no e kono just brekum ho doma ho pomu ho nom sunwan na denu aplawo agozomi akache abo area ho na obenya bienu nti no ama ho pass na ne boardene asusu nka kumantwi no asat 2020 ne kumantwi no wato ne boardene okumase aye abrepo junction na 50,000 Asu kumantwi no bia
sika no 500 million
and 2020 na 250,000 and ne ukwa akoto kumantwi ni bia o de beje obey say 80,000 edinya Ghana pe
Opana just said the okay no say ehun twam ni nti
they demand driven crofo pe no because kumantwi no enye manual enye electronics
okay
in the electronics no more problems in the Ghana ni national say hunu say de emma me problems na ye manual no enu betimi aye adwuma ache
okay
enu to hwe o say din Toyota ba ku kura ayi Nissan diesel friend TD no enu say eye y and I say eye 09 kura no ya de beje obe 1.5 billion
sure
because nsusu ya de say ensign 10
ayo
eti makwa ejaba o say ejaba mami eye TD ehun asemu ntimi nka eye Toyota no until sa fish ne baka no ba ku bi ne brofu din ne pa de commuter
okay
Toyota commuter ena nso so mo ankasa fita for na to ne din commuter eti Toyota commuter dada no enu mom na ye de ba ju aboden so ngono esa commuter no o ma hunu ka
no o ka esi ati
eti o say Toyota
secret by for secret by for o ma enyom
commuter for so ngono enti ya na ya hase no so much of a dinner ye de to so no je say ahwe Voxy Toyota Voxy no sha ase no me samti ya say majori wo ha wo ye me dance ni 110,000 100,000 110 and the Voxy ni na 167 170 180,000
sure
because demand no
se nkofo ani abaso mo pe wo mo to no dodo
enti ya na ye economy no akwa ya said ya to no dodo no ankrofo be ba bepe ho parts no ena da bia no eni
oni wo makasa mom
kando number kan wa ya de
omunya bibi mfa ho na aban na ye na famu die sense na mo de share dollar no mo de share dollar ni cedi no ena aban no agina so asinketi aye bibi afa ho ti mo so no de mo ye be ye no mo nkona mo nkoye na emwa Ghana de hye
omutiti wa no na alatafo na bagigya ne upe baby ato aduane dia alatafo ne de dollars ne ba no abaye adwuma ha say ye beka chen say retail trade no de ye ma foreigner mamu bio no na alata ni na pa eye Ghana ni ababa wa no wa pete bubi no ordinary wo ba ko no na wo mienu ndu omu akwa na lalache ne no adwane ko na akwala na san abo Ghana ni ba no so so hu no ene je to omo use Ghana for conduit ne say oh on Ghana ni ba wo it more or less no mo ma nya adwuma no ena lata for the prices no ewo form ene Mercedes Benz enim Power Star ebekra within 2 days near the free Nigeria Lagos near the abro Ghana dan say o ka so kwa to Mercedes Benz part no abuso kan a ebu e de beje no e do tete ho na ene cross border transportation into no o kra free Lagos wa na ye de ade na ba so ti yenhwe ni ye nti de Elizabeth ka no yenhwe ni ntimi build the economy ni ye na Ghana ni yire so dodo oba yire so saa oton ade ba ko a e wo se wodidi ho be sa ebusome so but alata for the man wo muji hini wo Ghana no eye ntakun sempoa no kapre dwa ha
eno so ekwa wa no na me ten over Ghana ni futuro bebo ni se ya de esenso na esai
eno ote hu no twabo
na no so ya
na no so ya
na jodi for the ofajayo entosi for wo ma no ya je na wo ma no ya makofo wo ma no ya spare parts so aya obi anim ni so wo so no ya
obeka bi dia
kese jodi for no obi ha wo no so ne dia wo de na mo
ya wo
na so fa wo ne wo makasa se wo mpini wo machi no mo nye bibi fa ho na se ye ya no mo de $1 no a aban ya nya na so a wa ye bibi ni die wo mo hwe nye bibi fa ho na ebo no enko fom nye sa dia obete concern for e na ye nya adwuma esan spare parts bo eden china beti GPR2 ifo say o say e wo say sa na mani nyina tutwa na tuo betwa spare parts mpanifo e na oni wo
na spare parts so mo recycle no both ani akopa ne paper ho ne de graffiti graffiti silver ne de append page wonu say e ya de foforo okokoto ya eni nansa okto ya eni nansa
we ada
na nkanya san ko bitimi to clutch esro ne fom nyina ode sha eni nansa na ansai na ya sa de agineska
kwan bone be nkwa na entie nam so Ghana sorry mpanimfo so nkwa afa o dekinfo ne ayifo na biebie shop yo mo ye sayo enti se wuyi spare parts de edi free ho so a odi abasa se sei ye nuanum Nigeria fo enti ye kura wo mu nti ye na tia wo mu nti ye ni nyina ye tiawa yesise se wudu Nigeria ban ni mu a state akodo bi krabifo bi num ahyase nkoda ye hya afiase no suafo nkoda wo senior high school su makoma ha miensa ene akire dunum na ha miensa ne ye suafo ene akire dunum ne ya chechefo wo suku mu a ya kire wo maka ho yese akire san nkoda nyina de wo makosie nti ne ya me no kasai Nigeria ban no na mbambo adwuma ekoso de atodwa se senior high school ahodo e wo sa state ahodo ni bi ne wo mu ntutum on passe mu bia na se de krabifo no echeche nkoda no e ya homte papa oba wo senior high school wa Nigeria na wo yam na wo nsunum obeti yesu o krabifo binum de atuo abo awura school mu akwacheche nkora ne bi de se o mo cheche ofa o ma che asuafo nkora na mako aha miensa 300 achechefo binum so ewo administration wo eno so nipa dunum ene ka ho ene ya che wo masie ese Nigeria ban so on passe bia tinibu se muntutu senior high school sinim school ya hye mo
Ade na ba ya na Trump so okọ hoyi.
Say Trump say, "Wa hunu say Nigeria ban no, on say da nye serious saa. Say de enei nkrofo yi ye niam ahodo ensem fata. Boko Haram fo eto de share Christopher so kira bi no okumbi, ade kira no de bi mu kosie na mai de omu jalabia ne mo hye baabi over month ne ehunu wo mo no. E na homti to obekwa de Christopher Nigeria. Tinibu so ekoma soma. Koma suma medam timi mem obi aba be ka kire wo
abina ko fa asem aba hye kon
obi aba ka kire se bra ho enu achi ni so fa hwede ekoko so yo
isi o mato
ko senior school sunu tinibu so ampa asem bia enti sa state na omugina mu won wa tutum obi ama ne ba nkofie ompa asem bia
ne fie do mo ho ye ntoa wo mo fie
se no de ye nti fa hya ba na ye wo fo no de be ka
religious differences
of an aba adwuma na se bi ma ne susumina so BBC ase adwuma mpanifo ne bebo wo mu di na uni adwuma na wo fie dia
na je say eno the government name bear responsibility no
obebe dia be danya kese te se wo suku mu no se wo suku mu yi suku no ba yi
na na aye headmaster na aye responsible for you
exactly
the headmaster need to bear that responsibility ya mo nkwana mo mawofo entena fie hwe mo
hwe mo ne hwe ade ebi kura mo suku mu yi na aban yi ho hina omode yesa nti ya be se bia new directive si ode abai ebe boa na ofa Nigeria sa de no ha adwen ha adwen o Ghana sa ne ma bi se no fa to de bia we hu anaje se odi aseda ma nyame nyame adom enye se ye hu na eden o ena enye se enim nyansa o nyame na adom ye ofa nyame na adom ye na niema bi se ni ye den ensi because we dia ya na beye ofa dia ya na beye wasi ti se wudi emoya ofa watete wo ba so na
ye try ye o
ofa papa o
ye try ye
ofa papa
se ese ye dia flasa no
papa
integration no aboa yen
pa ofa na wode wa wofa wada ma otwa fidikase so wode tanta wani hwe yentwa so ba bia ni wa wo mo ani o mo bose na hodwu o
dabi
bare so ye hye mfimfi hwe nyame adom onwu
ebua so se ese bia kasa ya makwan ama obia kasa obia kasa no ya na nipa no unye hunu na dwene wi a ya na boni ni kasa na chi
ofa Ghana no ano yan kasa ne se de nyame si boy esuro ye ho ya no na edi nkwa ofatia wo yekukuku a wo boy enko ba bia
ensi ba bia
ohu Ghana ni ya mi nkran ni ma jibo oboa
wati kakra
wo ka fa kakra we ofa enko ba bia sa na nyame ye Ghana for yesu kukuku ye be kasa ye se ofa enko ba bia no fa wo wada ma wo hwe fititinti de ya bato abakosemu entokwa ne we ne besensu na nipa ntai hu nya na nse ya bohu se aduasa bi na wo mo kɔ a eno kra ye sha se tu ye hu fo se da bi ye ya trapo nti ye hwe ne nya bibia ofa kasa de ya no de de
but ade so a aboa ye bebre so eye since 1995 na ye ma akwan ma state broadcaster na chire no private ye media no so eba ye enene Aquama radio TV and it's a convenience no so eba online and na online no so apede the bloggers ne de ho agim nti akwa say pluralism no aboya ma tete no yetimi yeku ewo Ghana ha se ya na asam no nipa dodo ni nim bi na ade ba ko pe bi nkoanti yes inflation ti yetu buzi abaya to agu inflation no nipa dodo sa let inflation natures yes yetu ya inflation yesika no ayeden ahode abafom ye de atu agu but enne no unse we beka na we yaka na we di nchiremu aba na we di nchiremu aba enti be komu no ana na ayete se de ye sweswa adwene no na ye hunu ba bia de beka enne no ebe ye din se obi betumi ahudwenke oman mana dwene e de akoye bone bi se anya wo beje yen
obi a ye design sesei
obi a ani da
pe bibi hu obi a pe bibi tie
obia etie de ye ka no ehunu mu adwe na mmom no ade a bia ye de kakra no ebe yi afiri mu no e ya tenie no tesi aga na se atenie no where the bear pa na ye popular ni Jimmy where the bear pa na ye popular mo hwe ma me hwe menua batu menua Ghana se say no where the bear pa na ye popular ni Jimmy
sabi
me pe where they popular na ma woni mu where they catch them here say obi abia na Jimmy obi abia na Jimmy edi where the bear pa na popular Ghana ha say ni Jimmy
ofa no a me nya hu foforo bi e wa akiri
wow
dia here
we video so
because obi abi kakra bi social media the blog Jimmy the Jimmy nko what is all that because obi eso anadwene no wonso so fa wadwene bra enti na yi atem didie ni free mu so until there was an instance na making card bi sa na obi atem basa na rano aye na mko share the background no na waye adwuma was Standard Chartered Bank cheche so waye no wakon retirement na cheche hwese din na me hwe na pe me kokko share I feel one no awonu di sa rana tem no na me dem say na wo sa wo fini unyu ani e and na wo unya nuru ba bia me ma no me hwe nanim kura me ma no more than 25 years and na de wakọ retirement no sadly ensem ya ba ya hu kwadwopo so hu ensem ya o na ono timi kachire ense ya na ono 25 year old no etimi kachire retired person no na ya na so o tro bibi kura for bi hu ya mo hwe the background am hwe dem say hey there's a retired person from Standard Chartered Bank no jina wonom ebi o so dwene ho sa
da bi mabunu no bebre nyine ho sa
Jimmy no nko an nam musa Jimmy na nam musa
na de be ya pa ne se wo fa o ya ade no ka hu fu na ekura no so osan de ye wo no
sa
na bebre wa mu ye toma wo mu di bebre ye sori na mempra dem afo ibia
oh sir
ofa bebre sori na mempra ma me sori wo mpagya dwun so hwie nwani mo enso wo wia betamfo ba bi agigi pani bi atem
the two cities data
wofa na two cities imposai ebu akwa kakra bi na wo so enu so na ni abria se wo se odi pani bi atem ofa meji medi kura se mi nsura wadama mechi atene me wo fa ase ne me meji medi se ka ho bi na maburu bebre enya adwuma nye wo ka na asese sande mane ka ho bebre meji medi se wo baburu bi aye nema bi kura ma me ne wo ka se wakọ interview mu obi ana no party ano akọkọ hia no wo interview ana se wo kopeso to obi ano atena
mame ka we mfama we na Felicia Battery ene ka say Ozara Cabre and his co-host. I am surprised you said Honorable Erikopuku is from Bono. He is from Sankore, which is Ahafo. Mind you, Ahafo is not and has never been part of Bono. So it is wrong to claim he is a Bono man. Identity is keen. Get it clear. I do believe you have a saying. As a man here can you say, ye can hawa a Bono for Abua. A year NDC. In fact, at the time, na ye Bono Ahafo. Enunti enam ye reference to Alaji Collins Dawuda. Omo mabua. But to be to say a J-Mensa ene Uswe Champon. Me bo mudino. Misabo another one. A J-Mensa, misabo another one. J-Mensa ena Dinoko. Inti anumuna Minua ba no ebo Erikopuku din ena memeka so Erikopuku die wo mo mranti a ape no masiso oni ahikoku ndi in fact ahikoku sahwini ena Erikopuku evenisan ahafuni but at the time yeka so mo GNDC tenase no na Bono Ahafo asem ena na yeka ndi Erikopuku ewo Sankore me aduni FM wana metie edi fufu ni fie wo Sankore nti Eric no oye me wo fa ase prekope minua prekope oni chicha George Buache Sankore nsem nyina no de yabem nti I agree Ahafo has never been part of Bono. It used to be Bono Ahafo na ni nyina na Western Ashanti and in 1958-59 Kwame Nkrumah ma Erono Furiata Kofi Asante and no year education or year local government minister and a kokoba said for administrative purposes yen creative Bono Ahafo na for chieftains in tidie baby will be a him fear work on so gonna him fee and a mere de nya Bono Ahafo ne Ahafo there. It has always been an Asante and to be the says or share said the Bono AC etie now she said the Ahafo city Ahafo ne de ye go so wono na ohini betwani na mem na omu nyina Sankore Asante Mayase Sankore nti omu nyina ye no mo na tikama nti we are correct say Erikopuku onfiri Bono ofiri Ahafo ai teacher ya Boache no ko ne twema so ne teacher ya Boache no o kire Erikopuku ade ene na Erikopuku ba abeye a Greek minister almost so no mu yire omu sua ade Erikopuku ene ahikoku ena ahikoku ye deputy trade minister saying ena Erikopuku ye substantive Greek minister yemuso enti rounding up on your stories my dear
afa wada maka ba mienu bi wa ha me fa nso so say oransa mejamfi ene ne mpanifo e wo gold board anu na mo wo 2 ye no wo hwe krata ya abeya wo chese say wanam ne dwumadie so ate wo man Ghana anim na ti a wate Ghana anim ni nyina tiawa ofanse say what the 2025 dwumadie a wo fe no say Kimberley process no na hye so na mpanifo krata mu no wotonsa de frɛ Owura Sameja Finance otonsa de frɛ Ghana ban say ja yenso yefie ni mo nyama
Kimberley process no
yes otonsa de frɛ yen na mampani bo achie ma gold board opani odano Owura Sameja Finance kwa ekopie mu wɔ hɔ ofa okoye na gya mpanifo akwanya mu no okasaye ema ode nyema ahodo bi atu twa wɔ hɔ kasa no akire no empanifo hyehyɛ ye beto monten so se de wokɔ Kimberley process ni mu a wondwumadie no tie na afi bia wo dandan panifo a ɛda no no hwɛ ma won hyehyɛ de no so no wo de ye adwuma na watimi de awura afefoforo ni mu enti owura asamegya mfi kasa no akire no ɛna agya ɛto odwa se empanifo se abakɔsɛm bi besi saa abrɛ ne yɛse nkɔmɔ ahyehyɛ ase wɔ conference mu anya asɛm keto akora na nkɔmɔtwetwe ni mu ne sɛ de nhoye huhu no a no ɛna agya babeto odwa se wuyi West Africa esi hɔ a empanifo hyehyɛ mu no ɛwɔ saa Kimberley process ni mu no yenya amahodo bi ɛwɔ abibrem atɔyɛ ha ɛma ni nya saa mpanini dibia ni bi ɛwɔ Kimberley process ni mu enso sese de ɔman Ghana ye ne yahwiri ɛbɛyɛ saa abakɔsɛm no a wei ɛyɛ abakɔsɛm kɛse a mpanifo se egunkrata so a wiase afa na nyinaa bɛte ase bi na bi ma ahodo so bɛte ase no adie mu nkɔmɔ ni nyinaa yɛ sɛ sese wa hyehyɛ sɛ wɔ West Africa wɔ man Ghana na edikan ya yegyina mu 2026 as vice chair na 2027 ya ye chair de atia yɛ sɛ ɔman Ghana wɔ mu tie yɛ fom gudie tuo ni mu nkɔmɔ ɛne hyehyɛ de bata akyire niema ye di free from gudie tuo ni mu no na hye nkura pa sɛ yɛ ton yɛ ho saa ɛma amahodo ni bi a wɔ mu nyina ti hye saa Kimberley process na sɛ no ɔmo te niema bi ase ɛsan sɛ yɛ ntu fango no akɛkɛ yetu de ye niema hodo amfase wɔ so na saa amfaso na ɛwɔ so no owura samegya mfi gyina gold board hyehyɛ no so kyerɛkyerɛ wɔ mu de ɔman Ghana yɛyɛ ɛne empo hyehyɛ ni bi ɛwɔ krata so kora no a ɔfa enya ntɔ montene nti ɛno na nkɔfo kyɛ sɛ ne asɛm no ɔkan ne emu ehwam nti na mpanifo bo wɔ mu tinko a wɔn da wɔn ho kɔbaayɛ no na kyɛ sɛ wɔn nyinaa kɔ bɛnkuro mu saa bɛ na mpanifo ɛda no ne nyinaa no ahyia wɔ hɔ ɔfa hɛ abakɔsɛ mu a from 2006 ɛbɛpem ɛyɛ 2025 yi mpanifo a no wɔn da no ne nyinaa no aba wɔn a no wɔn adi bi kɔpɛn wɔn ɛda so wɔm wɔn nyinaa baayɛ nti nkɔmɔ no a no odi ne nyinaa no nafa yɛso wɔn mo to ne nyinaa na mpanifo yi bo wɔn tinko na wɔn bo wɔn tinko nti wɔda wɔn ho biewu a wɔsɔre conference no tentene wɔnam kakra pɛ coffee bi num yɛ ɔsan bɛtena ase no na kyɛ sɛ brɛ na wie duri sɛ ɔman Ghana yeyi abibirem atɔ ya yegyina mu ni bia yɛ ne yɛdi kan a yɛso ya bɛpɛgya di bia kɛseɛ ɛyɛ ɔfa animonyam no a yɛpɛgya di bia kɛseɛ ɛwɔ ontwumadie no emu sese kura no de sɛ 2025 yi chair no ɛyɛ United Arab Emirates na ɔmo yɛ chair ɛna Thailand for na yɛ vice chair nti sɛ ɔman Ghana yɛ ne yɛhwiri ne yɛgyina hɔ na yenso ya konkodin dia ko yanim wo saa kwan no so nyam hye na agya gold board akofade my Ghana na mu ha fa wo makwakofa dia bana na ko Dubai conference ni mu they say dia wo mo dia bana no afa ni so munsem no no
munsem no no
na wadaro so ya ye o
esa
Lordina Foundation
akosua Lordina
na wotwetwe mo fa na nyansem ketwa se na no ma mi si eye bunu na nya asem ketwa aresabia hodo a na wo mu su se
ampomafo
wo mu ne Ghana Ace Commission edi nkomo a eniema bi wo ho a wo makwa ho yehia mu wo ho ma meti ya ne se hu wo si sunya ne airport a wo kɔhɔ ma sa aresabia no de wo mu hia bia wo mu nsaka ofa
ma kwasu ya no
ba time de wo fa ma mi wo ye bi se
not house o
sa
wallahi woni John Dramani Mahama edi nkomo house na mo edi nkomo omo beso mbeka twa mu atibi
ofa no achi ni na sese waba St Mary's School waba St Mary's Basic and Junior High School na watwa mu ma me akoye nkura na doye ofa woni mo se de bia yehia asuafo nkura na yehia wo ma de aka ne say hu suade o ma nwuma sia hia wo nkobroba boni o ne wo hunu se wo ka ne sa no a akura na obu wo ho a eniema na odi suade no woni bi ofie oba suku na ebi oba be hunu eniema ni bi okodu ofie a ho ade na wo so suade yi wona na pese beba ne sa self of affairs madam ani ete se yi TV ni ho nti no of ade na mu de gigi ani aye papa ba fie o ma mi nhia me dem eno na ni gigi eno TV ba ye
ani awu bebrebe no
nti no obi timi wo awudu no agiba bidwa nyina wo ho obi wo dunum dunso aya ni gigi ofanye ono a papa bo o hwa de odema na ko hia me trosesi me de sen ha ofo bo achi no de amo ai na no gigi na ni wo hwa me
I love that. Right. enti
na se
nanama
nkura no so de wo de bejeji wo mani ya akade no opani ti ha machia no be premier no bi wo mi fida da bi mu ana me wo wo ba ne bai ka ne ho na wo se wo de se yi mobile phone so de wo de ama akura no me bi o na akura hwehwe na toys
wa distracted no
ye to nyom akura sa yi
why ye
di nti wo fa akura ne ko school na wo pon ba fia akade na odi sua de ne so onya bi wo ho ehye nkuran ma mi ko ne wa lodu bi akoma nkuran papa St. Mary's Basic and Junior High School. Oh, nkuran ni je.
Na ni so John Dramani Mahama kire Lodina Mahama de.
Ai, se na no aka na numu asemo.
Ache no.
We na parents no a
we teacher ni national service ni ko kira de. Na je say.
Of some national service na ni mu ami. We onye kwato peche sa na ma mi mu ami. Na ma mi se nie na hwe sa abre ne fo. Of awo kan nkuran kan ne kan ho.
Kan.
Na ni mpo mu ami.
Akos nyamisla.
Nyama wo kura bi ati nyamu ade nyame aye no.
Nyame aye no.
Ne ho akono do a.
Wayo. Na traffic light won kran se ba kokura nya adwuma.
Of what can sem?
Traffic light ba kokura ni wa eye adwuma won kran. E de na esi.
Hey. Biso dam we dey proof gu ni mu na fe o me so o na dia ye dey.
Mon kope eye.
Dey say Christmas mu an ewura yo.
Greater Accra Regional Minister.
Ba mu no.
Lindo Klu. Mon pere ma me ya na sem kan na ye me den kakra because of ya na DC ye e wa atwede enti no ya na sem kan ye me den but
ti asem ase ana se
bebe oye kama na nani kru ne ye defo papa nti ufri ye fese dwaso bebe ankwada no koko nya nkwanhia dunsia no uba woni kakra bia bend ni mo won ma de ba atwede ye ho no no ni kunu car ho na neda nti jese ya na ho no da bia mi duru ope baka say ye fese linde kunu but ade ne ye tinkra ase a capital city pa
of where dey be where dey dimu nkomo
na ye pense traffic light
ni na eba no no Taifa junction ye ma obi of ani e ma ne fans so da no huru ne ye de aka no wom de kɔ kra Taifa junction esum ni nti wom de kɔ kra kai sun ke wo suru kakra
wom de kɔ aje kɔ bin na wo te san
na me adumo fa na papa po mu
yeso ye ho ye Samuel Batu osuso ho te san
oba de adon ba
ka of like say woni me awia no wo
menu awia no adi nkra na awia so adidi
of ye ni nkra yi na
awia so adidi
of madidi na we dey say muka say da bi enye ye ukra mi mu pe
agozi brago
akwabia no menje mo ai ka wadidi mi ni hwe ofa di mi ni nkra yie na nkra na ni mi di ni yie ni nyina ye eja se ofa wa wo firi no ho abai wa anya ya buro titie de o ma ye bi e na wo hye ye ne eden soso o ma ye hunu se ahobra se ne eden nante e na me tie adwumaden ase esan se no na wo de na mi nka kora aha
ida bia ma wanijia emra oketre ma so
ofa na den utiti yen yie pa nti no nyame so adom yenwu ani maseda enti wo fa asiefo no mu ba ko ate wani mu asantemantam Veronic Heights na no Ghana Tourism Authority kwotena ase yi Veronic Heights ene ya bona ba so se ye ka hotel omo edi won huni wo mo adwuma so ani a ahohoje bi adwuma ni mu no wo ye wo adwuma yi a enye nkrofo sika na wo gi na mo obi da wo hu se no kwasem wa da ba bi Veronic Heights na di nkunim
we de wa makai me maame foa man lizi amaka mamfoa enti chese Veronic Heights eni George na munyina o ma yiro mu aye bibi kama
ofa wo fa se no wadi nkunim wadi nkunim pa na wono ne de sa aba so bodie ema no na ofa edi kasem e wa che ye se Ghana Tourism Authority sha se didi nkomo wa akire no ano sabi emema ni ntina wo sokora no a wo mo so wo sa wo je bia ni bu asantemantam se na we kwa de mu busi ayede awura ne ba aye no wabo adwuma
urumu 18 kura ho no ye kama kura dodo
oba ne we che na che de light so
the electricity no ba me de ya na me kwa me de dwaben ena dwaben no ohene ba na echa
okay
eno wa ye Princess Deluxe e wo dwaben enti che that me hu de enti ametena kumase ke me kwa na me de dwaben me free dwaben a 18 minutes na maduru Kumasi Airport so 18 minutes maduru Kumasi Airport into ohene ba na echa Princess Deluxe. Into make what kind of weekendy. No some catch us me Kumasi.
I offer.
And me was Antemampon. And I me a event saying asem and me was swami. And me was Dr. Adoko for honor of a swami. Japan fee honor. Ayo. Into not just say men none to papa.
You might do baby.
My breno. Na Shafito. Na chef no I BBA with Jamie. Princess Deluxe. Anybody nature me chia papa.
Aha, into no offer. Na near where the okwa mesre wada. What fast here? Koshe I a rallo in Shasa Hine. Wabo Juma Veronica Height. Wabo Juma Pa.
Or the French no cry ye Veronica no. Oh, nature's Veronica Height.
Veronica Height.
But a horse so from my year.
Offer. Would there was some would there waffle say we Japan what for any question of Father Cabre from poor man so near what the hoka cran off at their head dear me question of an hard Jenny say o kwa here wo be didn't know and I be shower damn omo bwa no humum of when Becca
the call damn the enche na woni na eka boom na mo hwe akire dia mante yiro ho ate
of ben ka say for by force the person new ye dia
Robert so na ko United Party for so
Lauren Shasa Hine nyame onto nkwane na onhyira wetu
na onye bibia fama
hey yo ene no abio
no abio tacos and then the tacos now ba na no meruafo mambo atima wo mu di tacos na so meruafo so di tacos
the family kwon
right and Samuel Batu of the National Democratic Congress, Richard Suma of the United Party, Isaac Obeng of the New Patriotic Party. Omunyina tnase. And ben for mamunyina ma tnase.
Joseph Brapping.
Yo. Yefa we say emfiri one quick na yemra a political tension in the northern region, giving the orders of a high court judge say yanko rerun El Pandai. But then there's this message coming through. Say enkran say no. Traffic light bia enye adwuma. Traffic light bia enye adwuma. Na dia na asi. Mientie we. Your friend Isaac.
But for my na me tia me nuanom ne yahwefo a na etiefo o magimra omutie na me nua Benjamin bebi o bia no yesre nyankopon yaresa e de mawo se nyankopon ebe ma ho atontem na wetimi aso original na so na wabeboa ojubedi ayeye maka de se bi ma mentia MPP amanyeko the rank and file of the party from national executives they could see party faithful police station executives they party faithful na Mr. Sunchia Dr. Laji Mahmoud Baomi ane no ho kafo baby biara omo na membra asema eda paso a yedi hu nkomo wofa ye traffic light idie asema edika especially say o hwe month mu a yerem ye month a ye nyina nim say ye Christmas season and a festive season na oyo obi a watena nkran acha e do festive season especially latter part of November e dey call December mu a ye obi bi e friend no say ghost appear o say ghost traffic e ba on my gun and more especially Greater Accra no odwin ho a won tie ase inti say signals are opaque which from where I sit also, no, some of the traffic lights I might try say me use or no. It is true that a bimu enye juma. Inti signals are opaque HS traffic lights no enye juma. Yeah, you be use with video no atonsa afre the right authorities are omuye in charge. Say ni menimu ya I think say even though they are new on the job, almost first year you know. I'm sure say technocrats will honor on but the necessary things I say omutimi to make sure say your traffic lights nyina eyejuba nye no kwa yenuanom police for omoye MTTD if I'm not mistaken no omoye nkrofo so a omoboa with some of this controls and be ya baby a traffic lights no ensheda enyejuma no they can step in until best say IGPTA and I say police in penifo tia quickly no omomboa with some of this high traffic prone areas no send a traffic and also better because unim wafa say traffic yet nemu bebre na cha na ɔman ne eboka because you see that so beboka by your productive hours so beka ko do edwuma mu ntem no waye edwuma se na company ne beko enim ni ɔman Ghana so enya so mfaso ne adehye ye ɔman members no so the some saka in terms of goods and services some benya ana say trotro so eboboka because o charge ojina traffic no mu say 2 hours are full on kwa na ekon na etena obi puso a makakre bia wo no the price ni nyina ba be go so nti ye be stress penifo a omo responsible no quickly omo ntu ho anamo se na be ya and then Monday by Tuesday Wednesday ni you say sa niema ni nyina asolve but we be able to see a maintenance culture so as a country I think say a maintenance culture no e ade akaye kakra say me if I'm not being moderate akaye kakra unless we be say the e demand as a country and me feel say be you true no we should be deliberate about our maintenance culture say the be ya yen twen e traffic light ni nyina enko off and a majority enko off as an you and am say you you hu say ba ko mienu aba from na quickly na then we work on them say be ya all day and as all time ni nyina no the traffic lights be ye juma because this will avoid accidents we should be avoid the waste of resource as a country and also productive hours as companies or as individuals inti kakra meka no and maintenance culture there is not only to the traffic light but as Ghanaians your roads you share your buildings you share your organization ministry so no sometimes so tim building be pa obi oya banjuma ka sa banjuma de he fa yesi kanhye o tena ma do na obi a onim se padlock na nya no o tena ma padlock no asekra opekro ntumo into these are things that we need to be deliberate about it. That is why Bimo have the view say Kebeya some of these state-owned enterprises we should be able to either say private owned and as a private part government for instance agreement both of them will run it. Yes, sir, because there is a private stakeholder in it, or making sure say the right things are done. But I'm not saying say government institutions cannot do it. We have some government institutions that they are doing very well. Making sure say your maintenance cost and be going. That's what.
Right, and Isaac Obeng of the New Patriotic Party, Yentie Richard Suma of the United Party. The traffic lights back ukra nyejuman class and adding.
Oh, offer Dakabre, Michelle. Kasi last week you were here, but now buy. You see, when small medical issue be, and he want me about.
We do me, yeah.
Yes, we see how. Now I go to another one.
I don't want
no. But more than two na free.
I ambisor, Anna. Yaminya the ambisor in your penetra.
Okay, not all. Well, offer that I bring Miss Sumefa Quenya with Suna Machia, my co-panelist, Masha Moy, we are we will. Who feed the Cassia with you. Yes, I am passes. Some traffic lights are not working. There are some too that are working. But most often, the ones that are working in any high prone risk areas. But we share the high risk prone areas now, be Brena and Sheda and Yejuma. And I will want to agree with what my brother says. In Prebi Breno, it's all about the maintenance culture and our priority. Because on my way, and we have motor riders, so I'm riding recklessly. Now you were other road users or musuno omun sheda enim defensive driving ye. So the omuni man say accelerator down. Accelerator down, so I copy him time on Betty break crack. So no man will say, as I can see aba. And you know, it all boils down to the original minister now was to say, okay, say Oba no, she promised us, so within the first 100 days she's going to light up the whole of Accra. Of Adakabre, as we speak today, I don't see the lighting of all over Accra. Meaning, say a lot of street lights are also not working. In the night, you see a lot of places which are in total darkness. But no interest on Yeshua. She's actually doing something. So I want to ask of Adaka, maybe I may be a little bit ignorant about this. Why are any responsible for the maintenance of the street lights in this country? Whose core mandate is that?
Urban Rose.
Urban Rose. Mumu core mandate, no. But why don't we hear Abia, the director of Urban Rose, or who are in charge, on country why significant number of the street lights are not working? Because these are social issues. And it's a man who are born, saying to me, share your BBS, basic traffic light to function, to make sure pedestrians and motorists are good enough to go about their duties without any obstacles there. Why can't you be a Uber to suffer on Wankasa? ebia obetumi afrɛ no ama no interview abisa no why our street lights not working because yan koka no yi ana ko say maybe we are doing politics and now the politics na eba be shame say bia the blame no ema aban but perhaps somebody must draw the attention of aban say bia we nye juma we nye no mo budget atu ho na ya hwe budget no is this going to be good enough somebody to me that solve problem na if it is not good enough how do we increase it best say jina ha ana studio ha na ye be can street like one sem na ya kon kan year it may look like we are doing politics as usual so I would not want to go much into it and to make sure say where you sit and the position you occupy how influential you are no Fred Urban's road director no now on you are no ye then we can take it from there.
Asida Richie Suma of the United Party Mafe Yentie from Ora Samuel Batu the National Democratic Congress. President is Obama Ghana has saying in a construction site. A traffic light in any argument. Your own fan way.
Or traffic light, no. Almost a beatochima. Almost a beatochima. Yenina. Banedi came and Mindy Kencha, Ebrama, and Yabe Copaland. Na memfa kwenya wesu na mincha chief one afya 4 na mincha mi amebra obedo pinta ona waso nka wiya we oba ba am se bibia hwena na mu kakra na bibi papa nso na nkwan so a o hihia enam wie mu de ba enti edu sa time no so a ye be pa ho ntoma ono nso na edi enimu obedo pinta mebra pinyin no Ebano, the issue of your friend is saying your traffic light now, most especially no, under Ministry of Roads and Highways in collaboration with police for. When we say yes, I've come across few traffic lights here in Juma, and I'm very sure say most of them so no be corner in Juma no. Your police for no more directly traffic in Ibi. But I think human effort will not be enough because one, you have to take into consideration how or hydrating so me what I always say is sector na show maseno. I mean sometimes no you maybe say we have to report because they are not always everywhere. Now, omubetimi esisi amuntimi sisi as soon as possible because ukukrum sisi a upon ukufia traffic ayi wo krum no ubisa ho one simple question to see the way na mebra ka no ubisa ho sense ankofo enyina omowen ye Christmas we pe na omayira so it has become the norm especially in Greater Accra. I mean, mostly Tama baby ana me di Christmas na traffic light you know. Na me do ze me di me Christmas or Dongo Chrome do kwenya traffic light when. So I think
I said Ubenya Bridge.
Was it
Ubenya Bridge?
But when say about Christmas time now the conjunction no o share Greater Accra ne Dongo Chrome Afran Plains there's great difference. Inti yedu sa season where there will be much of that traffic on the road. Inti say kwabane say traffic light ni bi nye adwuma. Na say per police officer na original honum no. Ono anga say be using the discretion say okay member sa line we aba. Sa line we be battle ono ne satisfaction okay mo aba bebre ye but when it comes to traffic regularity make sure say okay we be at this number of minutes looking at the congestion on that stretch, you know. Inti me neme mesre ne say traffic light ni bi enye adwuma. So far as air machine no, air dan e bi beto chima. Na bi beto chima so dia na e bi hia say e bi CC. Na oman no so yetimi atumpon. Inti ye besre Ministry of Highways ne police for mostly MTTD for na e show mase so na baby anya no mo be hwe na omo CC because I na sana say say there is an emergency na say ambulance we nya kwan a na say bi obi nso akohwere no nkwa nti sere na ebe sere say ya yewura Christmas mu na say nyoma mo hwe na nyoma nkuye na yanso ye pon adwuma na ekufi a kwam betimi ada ho amaye sere na ebe sere
ya da se na ya hwe na sabre we say no yemra na yemadwendwene ye ho election petition Pandai January 25 2025 and a losing NDC candidate in Pandai constituency or court say irregularities be akoso e wo honum and as a result of which a court no e de abase yankonko ye rerun e wo e Pandai constituency MP no so as a notice so be appeal the decision no na fe so almost stay orders of the court abra mo kwa appeal no na fe so wa appeal for calm one year work Pandai ho nyina ma obi anya basa bia. Then office of the special prosecutor so asha say ono so a prosecutor Kenufuriata and 7 others. Na 7 others no so a member of parliament wo jama honum Colonel KWADWO ODAME enti obi busa say NDC for 2/3 majority in the Ghanaian parliament still no mo me almost apedi ebio yamra na dwendweno ho.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Wo den kan no ntumu ho. Me be mo anu so hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade a wapi ho. O ka se batete e da fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a baba worry.
Aso.
Ye fear said this way chocolate drink, ya sorry, no pan on the enum. Ye bishop free genome no snack. Ye nya ho no ye de serve womo. Ye did we any a pebibia bogu ya de soa. This way chocolate drink in yanum. And at this one, what's ya no? Has it wom, cocoa wom, prick wom, bibia wom, I don't hear any so say.
This way chocolate drink.
You hear any so say.
FDA, I just said, you didn't crack to more to say a ye.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special Ice Natural Mineral Water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Hey, catch it. Listen in here. And you ma beto to dia me baba no hwade no. Hwem so betumi a. Hey, asew. Hey, now beka. Ya John to mami ensa duku portmanteau. This way chocolate drink. Na kan wo hwe afibian so beri ni waware ni a. This way chocolate drink. Na kan sia. Oh, asew. Wo den kan no ntumu ho. Me be mo anu so hye kura dia ka ho. Wo hwade a wapi ho. O ka se batete e da fom ho. This way chocolate drink.
Crash up a pair, Baba Warrior. Ye fear said this way chocolate drink, your Soriano pan on Yanum. Ye bishop free genome snack. Ye know who I don't yet serve woman. Ye did really a pebibia bogu yad yasua. This way chocolate drink in Yanum. And at this one, what's Yanua? Has such a woman, cocoa wom, pricky wom, bibia wom, I don't hear any social. This way chocolate drink. You hear any social.
FDA, I just said, you didn't crack to more jet to say a ye.
Neat FM Neo.
Neat 100.9 FM Suni. Na ene Monday November 24 2025 and time just about gone 20 minutes past 3. In the studios Samuel Batu of the National Democratic Congress, Richard Suma of the United Party, Isaac Obeng of the of the New Patriotic Party. Right. Mr. Batu. NDC for at the moment and as still ano moji ekopre other seats.
Rapping and yes the NDC me and say there are some particular seats be honoma ye jede count. But ye nyina be dia dance say ye as on mine ye practice democracy. And there is always a saying say democracy dies when the pink sheet bleeds with irregularities. Because one say ye kwatoa ba near you be no wakwesi akwaye anamunsini wa Parliament House of a constituency. Now at the end of the day no there are some irregularities be wo honoma nimpa no onye no ho ntiase a. First of all enye jan ena enya sekan ena enye tuo no obetwen baby baako ena wo so odi ni grievances here den edeko eno anu so ene court enti court na betena asem no so apensem mu se wasem na wo de bedan ye no emu tisen wo nyina so ana wo ni nyina so enti at the end of the day no na court no na wabu asem so because one issue na esi work pandai no pe ye candidate no nsem a de kwadan court no police station of about 152 out of it no 41 consistent with irregularities a onya no ho ntiase in as much as outcome na returning officer need declare no na very minimal. But if we have about 41 polling stations that has irregularities ain't a bit midi so e dey can the outcome of election no one office said or the kwadan court no be di na asema eden amano 122 129 enti ene da be ene 24th of November enti am say afi pepepepe nie right ene ekoto aba enti so the asem no kwadan court enye no na okoi enti ese o matena asem no so eden ache enti ene se court na bu asem no hunsu no wasem na wo de be dan ye no there was some irregularities bi wo honoma e wo se emra no eye djuma democracy na ye practice no yentiatia so na ameye se enuema bi akeke enti ne metimi aye ne se pe na emra no se no enye se me ka se wo na wabe MP na mum electoral commissioner ono na emra ne hye na mu kina se o conduct election no ko na san ko conduct election na afei nneema wo se da kwam nneema wanye ni ye a de nsonsanso we di abreye no ko na koye nneema ni ye na at the end of the day no ye hu the true winner of that election of that particular constituency enti enye se NDC ya me ana ye me and secondly rerun na ye kwakoye no obi anga say automatic say court abua say the candidate of the NDC you know or not na ye winner because at the end of the day no a constituent no and about kwachiro madwin with the rerun na court na siege na say in the next 30 days no electoral commission and conduct this election no. Until to me no this boil down to the fact say democracy na ye practice no ye shemu kena because ya anya ne sa na se koba ne so oh obi di nasem and obi is aggrieved with certain outcome of election na se or the emrand be hye nsem na che say democracy na ye practice no na ye nheda entiase yie enu ti na obi be ka so se woni me nya adwen a bebra obetima akwa ya adwen kire e court tudu ho no ma ye wo mo akwadre e wo mranum omo na betena se ahwe wo case na wo de abedan court ni say do you have merit wo case and we need case until at the end of the day no court no bo asem no wi a you have no choice, you have no say in as much as say the candidate announced the current MP which is the MPP friend saying MP no so Obakwa seeking for a friend saying appeal no he is of liberty to do so but near high court no SCNA enti in the next 30 days you can conduct election ni wi a whoever wins no so no an be win biom the NDC candidate in be win biom at the end of the day no a constituent in the bed and the be decided and to me no I am so happy in a sense democracy na ye practice no we put it in a practical format at the end of the day no enya agro bi na edi
okay
until at the end of the day no be won say ochina bi obi nso ye grief na say onti bibiase a to say the election na ye have it on friend is saying that was 2020 right yenya ye ho ntia say both political parties no baby akwaje nchechemu ye the Supreme Court enti to me no henceforth no ye democracy no emukena
okay
enti emo bia entena se monitor mu poso oh the NDC no tata your friend is saying one political party and
movie enti no yo enti Isaac osumi enti say sisi ano the SCO Kandai Atamale High Court e dey dan no
over o manga na baby edru ni o ya re wo say o maya from 1992 Ghana fo nyina ya weta so e ka say baby edru no democracy na ya fatu ye ho so say you be practice from 1992 you were 2025 they say all Enyema contributed to a country being democratic country, you know. I started seeing it rase. Ofa ya o share article na my enjoy online at the bar out about Bandai ana constituency na hu sensem no na okan a minua ne kebi no opeke bibi ebe sit ne fa and odi aka krefre mu ma me van kan na story na paint picture ni nyina nyante ase. One of the reasons are omde koto court ni court ni gina so a ojitu mu say the NDC parliamentary candidate no say ye coalition of the other polling station and in contention no ni hobby. But me no nyina nim say Ghana ye constitution na ye nyina edi echi ni electoral process bylaws no e kire ye say because wo untimi wo all the polling station places no so nya polling agent and anyesa. And sometimes you're going to a general elections MPP were polling agent across, NDC were polling agent across. But some of the other parties, only polling stations, a polling agent across. And yes, sir, offer. But it doesn't nullify election process now. Into the fact, say candidate no any honum. Okay, article now. It does not also go further to say NDC polling agent no ni ho. It was silence on it. The contention in is a NDC candidate in India. Into new now polling agent or no. What is your case? Of minimum sort of common aid in a soa. Mamma fair non to her. A sema NDC candidate no at the court no. I was said Nebo and Joe 41 polling stations out of 152 into the air contention no 41 and anyesa into eba ne say na ruling eba na ruling ne say so you 41 if you 152 no more ubenya 111 101 na NDC ni no feel say oye okay only issues wo hono yanko ya rerun yes and running that 111 so enka ho biem between one men here I can't think far offer baby a democracy na do no say Ghana for omwo bandai out of 152 polling stations 111 Ghana for sorry ahimache ekoto aba ebi mututu kwan ekoye ekokoto aba NDC candidate no say only problem with 111 no problem of 141 no but court no ruling no HS or twi omo 111 polling stations no or twi omo nyina so by saying say omo sanso mbra no beto aba biem NDC candidate no raise issues bi amfa ho ye baby our mind your democracy na kwa no say the rights of individuals, the civil rights of individuals, the right to vote, but execute the mandate to vote. Courts no atnase adane sa mandate no. Over 60% or 70% of Nkrofo to about that constituencies no. NDC candidate and MPP candidate is only issue bia with those people no. Courts na atnase bua dane no. Make kwa ko si bibi so. Ablekuma enough elections. See nyina wa hanom. There were contention from the NDC. The court. Back and forth. You can say go a rerun of the beer issues no one. And I say it was about the same the same court I war Ghana hanom. NDC for take you over. President Mahama take you over as the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces in this country. They said yeah, a ban Imrano executioner. Eya Blekuma no offer. Baby a contention one. NDC candidates all contention. Honum ye say ye rerun of all the Munkwan elections. Na baby omu mienu nyina ye okay with no. Yenja. Na eba no panda idea. Baby a NDC ni no war contention one. Yanka say rerun ni honumo. Ye rerun the entire constituency. Ebe. Over. Oh my God, na we mu no. This is the democracy on ananomo. Nemoso in the early 90s, moye media work, moye journalism, modi mumoja eto hono ma ya ene abedu yeso a yenso ye boy ye homodin to protect us. Baby a democracy akwakodu no. Etie for mutie. Iti se NDC for understanding. I am doing so many you court no. No wonder say oko kaneshi marketer wofa. Asemba akwa ba opa. Oka judicial sector people omega so NDC chief justice no. Oko masama mo kanu no. Oko kaneshi market. Oti tocho mu a obi e wanu pa judicial NDC for chief justice no. Obi e wanu NDC for chief justice no. It mean the correlation between that and rulings are ever out. Or the correlation between President Mahama, ebe president as they say in the democracy in out of him. It's so kasa ese becho. Oko e bibi o social media ese becho. Emre wo hono ma e catch obi biara say you are treated innocent unto a court of competent jurisdiction. Ebe catch you say you are guilty no. They say AG Attorney General multi platform ni e declare say oh you are criminal, you are guilty. Say judicial sector. Judge say wo hono mo tra magistrate ni na say obi esuro. Enya hono kwa the so-called parliament Emre won me say di ejuma no yes opa ye nye we have the majority ye over 2/3 mo ambakra be ye ejuma no it all transfer now bisa say are we in a one state political era where NDC for kasa o mse Ghana for men kasa etna ofa dey me yan say bia we ejuma o ye be ga to say ya trust script man one kan a ye di two ba be jina so sabi that is where we've gotten to as a country but ya manka na me boa ya say obi the constituency good citizens of Pandai atu aba almost 11 months to 1 year. Now member of parliament now parliament aye na ejuma san Now, if there are even issues around contention, baby, NDC need to call ye. Say, when or what problem one? Yanka say I'm running. Say, you say the entire constituency. But, Yendia, overseer,
where I go?
Yeah, that go. The Becca say, your mama kosa, omon twaso.
Okay.
But, the MP4 by year, yeah, I believe in democracy. I'm gonna apply for stay of execution. Execution. Eh, say, ruling now, not judge in the abano. Omo de friend say, it should be to said. Court no and prevent you from executing it until say appeal la omo de kono ombeti. Yenim say as usual. Sen as they say, almost say a legislature no want go to kum. Executives no want go to kum. Ah, o street ni so omo ka say judiciary so abeso go to kum. One shall no more ntie. It's 30 days. Omo e declare wa ha NDC ni no e declare wa ha. Also 30 days. Omo e ready. Because Oma bon po da o. Oma tena say your plan. In fact, me ban me frere honum constituency in trying to understand the problems or. Yes, so call me see a crap Oma start here underground campaign. Oma start here underground campaign and year results some declaration by Oma start here underground campaign da. So does it mean say no munim da na? Utie for man say mo mu bisa no. And enye wanwa. Ofa say edneso yeah, the petition now cause Chief Justice and deputies in you. Minimum what here? This same era, this same time, this same era. Omo master plan omo executed here. Ghana you suma your home. But send America no, they be America during Jerry John Rawlings era. Before say Beji kebi entum democracy atum. Odi Kuba and crap Ghanaians endure. We survived. We rose to the occasion and making sure say at the right time no. We will ask them to exit. Okay. And this 4 years, no, omupe no more here 1 year na ekono. Aka 3 years, and technically last 1 year no. Enka the 2 years in the penaka. Omo so ne agenda 133, 1 job 3 shifts, 3 people no omo execute. Omo so ne factories omo promise wo cocoa sector no. Omo bie factories no ema cocoa for. Omo so ne 6,000 bosh omo share cocoa farmers omo farm. Omo so no mo make sure say galamsey ejuma no mbe ye. Omo so na electricity omo ka so mbetete so. I'm of organizers, sprayers, the car dealers, those so that should be their focus. It's not about the engineering and making sure say, go for a legitimate Ghana for to about Mumbeji 2 minutes from so. 4 years in All
right. Yo, Samuel Isaac Obeng of the New Patriotic Party in Yatin. That was a Yensi Richard Suma of the United Party. Richard.
Yeah, Father Cabre, starting on the ending point of my brother said, Ghanaians survived under the dictatorship of Jerry Rawlings. They survived. The same way I want to remind him, say, we Ghanaians also survived all the atrocities and the hardship that NPP also bestowed onto us during their 8 years of governance. You know, we endured it. And he said, NPP so they shouldn't create the impression say they are holier than thou, and all the 8 years of the administration, they were so fair to us. They were not using any heavy-handedness. They were not declaring all sorts of machinations to make sure say they stay in power in perpetuity. They did all they could do to even win the last election, but society proved to them that look, the power is vested in us. But Father Kabi, who knew vividly whether I'm not a member of the MPP. I didn't break away with the MPP. So sometimes, people think that, oh, maybe we are disgruntled members of the MPP who broke away with Alan. I have no business with MPP. I speak truth to power the way it is. I have my own fair-mindedness on issues. And you know, this issue about the AC war, is it Yendi, right? Where?
No, Pandai.
I'm not privy to the details of the issue, but from a layman perspective, they say, NDC Nina also aggrieved. I would assembly court, you know. I will again want to agree with my brother. Said normally, for you to declare say, a complete election to be run entirely, you know, because obviously I is trying to suggest that almost every polling station and not every coalition center across the Pandai, there is an element of say assembly here to me now no so aka say had the end there now a crunchy and are they trying to say all polling stations within the Pandai constituency, all the vote cast there is not good enough to be upheld? If that is their argument there, then for me it beats my imagination. I would have thought, see, will be a petition according to election. Let's say it is 20 electoral areas and now polling stations. And then we are saying, so maybe we have contention with about 5 polling stations. Why are we not going to say you're rerunning the entire election? Because all this one comes at a cost to the state. Because Judge Nautina Kujanusuno, Onkai said, electoral commission, Onkai running a complete rerun of an election in the whole constituency. It comes at an absolute cost to the state. So what informed his decision said, year election all over again. I totally disagree with him. And I also support the NPP who also says is going to seek an appeal. As you see, all the state of execution be Ediatusu say they shouldn't execute the need for them to go and do a re-election, but also on seeking an appeal. So because seeking appeal, now the appeal court also didn't favor him and they still want to proceed to the Supreme Court. That is his unfettered right. And me see Mendini Paichi me the assembly. So only assembly you must ask questions and seek answers. So the first question I asked, are they saying that all the elections at the polling stations across the Pandai cannot be upheld? And if it cannot be upheld, what is the justification? A reason why it cannot be upheld? And yes, Ramu said the appeal court should do a fair-minded analysis of the case. No, polling station by polling station. And the polling station by polling station, now it's in merit view on say there is a need for a total rerun of the election in India, and there is sufficient justification for that. Why not? They say the court is supposed to be the neutral arbiter, and the assembly now court will take a decision. Now we all anticipate or assume someone on a neutral arbiter there. Then let us stop the argument of political incitement, because now the way I kind of says is I see judiciary is in the hands of is in the pocket of the NDC. Why from this argument? Because look, Justice Bafuboni didn't sit in his office and paid anybody say Uncle trigger a petition against Madam Tokonu, assuming without admitting say Onu and the senior most at the bench Supreme Court judges and he shema so do stage BIC you be and suspend you be the right person to take over as an acting chief justice. Wafemusa Ako through the vetting. NPP instead of them sitting at the vetting and endure everything. Mika said the hallmark of a mature leader is the ability to stomach all nonsense. The hallmark of a mature leader is the ability to stomach all nonsense. And he said, oh yeah, leader, now you don't have the tenacity to accommodate all nonsense there. Then there is something going wrong. And to your best friend NPP leadership, he said, when it comes to issues like this, the state is vested in it. Society has significant interest in the case. So don't be trying to satisfy your own desires. So who call home who person bisa assembly, ya more kwanse bisa assembly, and to you know also are walking away from the vetting now. Then you are trying to be becoming a self-centered political party. A self-centered political party in the sense that if it is not you, then it must not be anybody else. And to your best Ghana for say the judiciary is not in the pocket of the new government of the day. Justice Bafoboni per the justice that we all know, Obi after the district court, circuit court, after the high court, Akodo Appeal Court, Abepio Supreme Court, I himself Juma for the betterment of the judiciary. We should not try to connect Justice Bafoboni to the NDC. Justice Bafoboni has nothing to do with NDC Esremu. Said Justice Bafoboni is an independent-minded person, and he said, "Not to be now Besheni San. Share all the transformation he can bring to the judiciary, especially me. Mika said there are a lot of Ghanaians in Isawan prison for no fault of theirs, simply because they didn't get money to pay a lawyer." And he said, "Ghana for a CN Kasema, a bad benefit the ordinary people who are languishing in our jail for no fault of theirs. Asem Ghana who are Ghana now asem to da unnim how Ghana yede asem two Ghana now konya police case na police ni say obe dealing with you and when obe who say Ghana say unni sika na unfira busua bia asem two they will stand by you truth and nail no ni dey wasem mobo enti ye be stress NDC yes you have the majority in parliament but no stress said there is a legality or an illegality of an issue, you will not pursue it to its final conclusion. Until the NDC parliamentary candidate now or Luciano, we are also fully behind you. Follow the law, take whatever you believe it is your rightful stand, go to the court and seek remedy. But when you are seeking remedy, don't make it look like say you are the only rightful person who can represent your people in parliament. The NPP now also representing you in parliament. He also has that same right just as you also think you have. And you're best sure. Say, don't get over carried away with your position. But make sure, say, at the end of the day, let the judiciary take its own course. Let the law take its own course. Let the appeal court look further into the matter. Now, yes, say, you're very around the police station. You more. You're rally or no more. Now, you can say, we need to run a complete election because that comes at a huge capital cost.
Final comments. Mr. Obeng of MPP.
So, just I think it's a statement. I mean, you make here.
So many issues to raise.
No, just one. They are coming in their opinion. It is so far as I opinion. I will leave you to it. But baby, I'm a person me dream susukakra. The reason why I'm minority for I'm participating in the Chief Justice vetting. I think that you
yes, I brought it in.
Yeah, you brought it in, and it's not kind. It's not factual. Yeah. It is not because now one person will make a statement. I allow. In fact, it's a proceedings ni na uti na. On basis ni simple. Said there are several cases that are still pending at court. Not one, not two, not three. Several cases are. It's challenging the candidature of the Chief Justice. To the extent that even ECOWAS case was honoma, the ruling, if fairly done, will either affect the person in contest or not. Until for them, and based on principle and legality, they feel say the vetting of the Chief Justice should be put on hold. He should keep acting. Nothing prevents him from acting as the Chief Justice. And rather, let's expedite and make sure say rulings from all the sectors in the paper. Then we would have gone ahead. The majority, as usual, knowing their overwhelming majority, our parliament and their poster and Omunti they said they'll go ahead and do it. And that is what, and just for you to also know, walking out of parliament or not participating in such thing is part of our democracy.
Of course.
Yes, so we shouldn't fault anybody if based on principle, legalities, and law. Omokase, this is the position of minority in parliament. It is not really a case. In fact, we've seen the NDC walk out of parliament several times. And based on policies MP before implement here, they've enjoyed it. They've enjoyed it. The free SHS, then no one can found. Yeah, the national health insurance, then no one can found. Yeah, discover oil, the Uganda Hano. Say I drink. And I offer a refi. But they're so feed okay. Say I drink. They walked out. Bottom line is that we went ahead, we passed it, and today they are benefiting from all these policies. Our case is that our judicial sector cannot be politicized. So if there are contention around the person, let us make sure quickly we expedite it. We are both house, minority, majority, we all come together. In fact, in history, this is the first time from 1992, you appointed Chief Justice when you had the buy-in from minority and majority. It is only one-sided. You get me? And I don't think it is helpful. That's it.
Right. And Batu.
Bapin. Your friend is saying, Jandam bin and Wium na me pessimity fiho. Jandam na Wium ye opinion professor die a day, right? You see, Penya or Tiso no na Otimijina Simpiuso Kase. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama legalize your friend is saying Galamsey and all the ati gold board. Eya tro penyo tesa a sector ya yemra aw mudi mra na ye juma nenne ye hu hawa true gold board yet me generate revenue a etimi stabilize ye city na penye te sa ye nkasa sa enka professor de enka woso onim de enim mra eye ne research hu say nsem a ogyina ho ka no ayatoro those day jandam no a obetu nneoma bi agu wiem sa no etwem say ye ba the issue of your friend saying German South is a German North or German South and North. Good. Hwe OSPO sometimes na ya na office one emofra bi na idi agro. Hwe sa kata somu mu aso no. Ye peshaka enye kata school boys na ode ba be dada yen. Ye peshak ne nawe enye kata school boys. Keno forata na no ye finance minister. No dimutintimu no. For no bra. Men faketa school boys bi mfa me fan kwemu say enkwenu mu nya hwam keke. Just like that. Ye nim ne tactics. Na ye bi mu ye be petition say kisie jaben a oda OSP ano. Ombe yi na fio. Enyo no na ye friend say OSP tam na friend say Keno forata efi o man mu no onye OSP ye friend say enyo na ye omupenyi ade na wan chine nyina ho eno twa ne hu si na obaye press conference so oh no need to me bia Paula do ma chiri issue si keke eno mo kofa ne ba eno mo ekwesi sei sisi ada pai issue o wa no kata so mo aso a ekwesi sei enti sa adanko dada do tactics na kisie jabe ayese ono no ye na ode ba be fa ye nusu na no na mitie omo ye first PRO na all kan sem bi say omanya petition po kra so omo probe into your first churches omo collection omoje ade church state agency
ma obi mramu bi
state agency
Richard
enti sa adanko dada do no konyan
that's it Richard Suma of the United Party final comment.
My final comment ni say we have been of the view championing advocacy we say that office of the special prosecutor has to be scrapped immediately because in first world baku krampo any office of the special prosecutor no so I also offer that Cabrera to coin and we all know say I'm finding it difficult to understand the role of the National Investigative Bureau Ghana this year. What is their role? When was the last time you heard the National Investigative Bureau say Omuya gravely involved into any major investigation about the state issues? They have been left on the sideline. And even in America, FBI is the primus inter pares, the first one. Any major issue of national investigation, be it corruption, be it crime, be it whatever, FBI is the key. But Ghana no ya jabi bia yesi Shirat fighting corruption, Iyoko fighting corruption, CID fighting corruption, Obia police fighting corruption. Just a multiplicity of the same job. So NIB must be re-equipped, reinforced, so that investigation we are not more transfer finding to the office of the Attorney General. No, they have prosecution.
Okay.
The way I cause to say the Obia pen obey there and the FI copy.
Right, as a comment, finally.
Mr. Minyani can be before Professor Dayo. I think say we should face reality. The way Galam say corner. This is not on my corner. Professor Dai can what the NDC should happily admit and see quite on Befaswa on Beboa in the fight against Galamsey. The Okaino confirms what President Mahama had admitted. Say whether illegal mining, Sika, and illegal mining, Sika, so far as Enko foreigners on my air bagana for Honomono, he is okay as a government. It's a subtle way of admitting, say, illegal mining, Sika, and Galamsey, Sika, and Bano. Ye cost rubber for ma, Sami Jefi as gold board, chairperson, Kakre Baneho, Kakre bomb, and one of their so economy. Budget omo present here no. Galamsey budget. Galamsey budget. If Professor die, obi a rise through the rank. Enye nne na oji ni din. Ye betena hanom ne ye sopa ne saa. In fact, share the same statement now. No bo NDC for abaso on some aspect of for say omaye ye. Na hanom otwi enim kakra die. But ubu okay. But me this no. Offer me invite to program way.
You yourself.
Right. Me invite to program way. unlimited favor. Me invite also say unlimited favor.
Okay.
2020. It started Wednesday. Yeah. Nyame adoma. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 6
Alright.
And they call 9 o'clock. Okay.
Right. Empire Bokes yesterday.
Prophet Michael Ankuma, the spiritual father.
Right. Emma Isaac Obeng of the New Patriotic Party, Richard Suma of the United Party, Samuel Batu of the National Democratic Congress.